This is a Miami Sports Music Podcast Network production. This is the #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers.
Know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprising. Switch it up, now we improvising. Go to get in the winter column. Whole squad been trained to go. Biz for life, we throw the folk. Singing this just to welcome bro. To a time, to a time. Time to cry, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. Time to cry, time to shine. To a time, to a time.
What's up, baby?
My intuition told me this. To trust the coach.
Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. I am your host, Stephen D, right here. And we're just chilling this morning. It is Thursday, Throwback Thursday. Where's my air horn? Let's go. Want to say good morning to my Finlaws and my family. What is up? Family with a PH. How y'all doing this morning, man? How are you all doing this morning? Hope you all are enjoying everything. We got a big show. We got a king-size show lined up for you this morning right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network, home of the #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. I'm your host, Stephen Daniels. You can follow me at Stephen D SKPL. Spread kindness, positivity, and love. You can also follow Miami Sports Music on all the different platforms at Miami Sports Music and on Twitter at MIA Sports Music. Also, hey, look, if you want to hit the like button on your way in, only 17 likes so far. Hit the like button. Hit it. Tap it. Double tap it. Double tap it. Double tap that like button. Whatever it is y'all need to do, just make sure y'all do it. Okay? Big deal. Also, subscribe to the channel. We are 340-something people away from 10,000 subscribers. 340. Close to 10,000. Do you understand what I'm saying? Make it happen. I need y'all's help. I need your help. I need your help. I'm talking about you, the one right there. Yeah. The one that's watching me on the toilet right now, taking his morning glory. Come on. All you got to do is just share. That's all you got to do. Share the page. Share the YouTube page. We are that close to 10,000 subscribers. I need y'all's help. I need it. Please help me. Help me. Help me get to 10K. Share it. If you haven't shared it, I feel like you're cheating on me. I feel like you're mad at me. I don't know what to tell you. Just share the link 10 times. With your mama, your daddy, your cousin, your girlfriend, your side chick, your main man, your side man, your husband, your wife, your significant other, whatever it is, your best friend, your mama's best friend, your mama and your daddy's best friend, their best friend. Share it with 10 people. Share it. Okay? It's a big deal. And I can't grow without your help. We can't grow without each other. Okay? Make sure y'all do that. Also, hey, look, if you want to sign up and become a member of the family, make sure y'all do that too. We had 5 new members yesterday. Can we get 5 more new members? Can we? Can we, though? But can we? Make sure y'all do that. I don't care that I'm late. Y'all leave me alone. I mean, I do care. I want to respect everybody's time, but y'all see what I'm working on. Just so y'all know, I've reached out to some former Dolphins. I was making some phone calls this morning. I got some big news to break for this Friday, and hopefully I'll tease next week too. It's not set in stone next week, but this Friday's big. I've already told y'all a little bit earlier in the week if you were here and you were paying attention. But now it's official because I got a time and everything set in stone. It's going to be big. I'm excited about it. All right, what else? What else? Hey, look, if you want to help the channel grow by donating, lots of different ways you guys can do that. Okay? Lots of different ways you guys can help the channel grow by donating. I don't care if it's $1. It goes such a long way into helping the channel grow. Okay. You guys can donate through the YouTube live super chat, which is the $sign down at the bottom of the chat, or you guys can do PayPal or Cash App. All of it helps. We can't grow without your help. And part of that is through donations as well, if you're able to. So just understand that if you'd like to donate to the channel, you can use Cash App or PayPal. You see the QR code that's right on your screen here, MSM Podcast Network, and you also see MSM Podcast Network. Okay, make sure y'all do that. Ooh, Miami Breaker 305 with a $10 donation. He said, if I made a movie, I wanted to be called Chef Shoe. Go Fins. That would be a great movie. Could we make it a horror movie and Chef Shoe's a serial killer and he uses all the tools in his kitchen to kill people? You know how cool that would be? I know that was weird, right? I just took it to a whole other level. I'm just saying, I think it'd be cool. Okay? I think it'd be cool. And then you have the scary movie coming on music. No, nothing. Okay. All right. Anyways. Want to give a big shout out to our sponsors of the show, ZSM Sports. ZSM Sports is the #1 place to get your cars, jerseys, balls, and hard to find items. Make sure y'all do it. Specializing in sports memorabilia. I like it. Okay, make sure y'all do it. ZSM Sports, go follow them on social media. Hangry Owls. Good food, good mood. Make sure you give them a call at 305-279-5332. And make sure you follow them at Hangry Owls, HANGRYALS. A little Vesa Sur. Vesa, you got to say it. Vesa Sur. Vesa Sur. Okay, make sure y'all use a little Vesa Sur. Born and raised the official beer of Clock Blockers, a beer created for the fans, by the fans, just like this morning show. A morning show created by a fan for the fans. A podcast network made by a fan for the fans. And now we have tons of fans on them. And it's amazing. A great place to sit.com. You need a place to sit this weekend? You going to the game in Chicago? It's Chicago. You're going to Chicago. You need to go to the World Series this week? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about the World Series real quick. Okay. So here, let me take this. I'm gonna put this up here. Here we go. I put the tail greeter thing in. Put the wrong thing in. All right. I live in north of Baltimore, about, I don't know, an hour and a half away from Philadelphia. And I looked at tickets for the World Series. They're super expensive. Okay. Wasn't doing it. My buddy who lives right down the road from me went to the World Series last night and saw a no-hitter. Do you know how mad I am about that? I've been to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of baseball games in my life. My goal in life as a baseball fan is to see one thing, okay? One thing. I want to see a no-hitter. I just want to see a no-hitter. You know how close I came to the game last night? Like just saying, you know what, but I'm saving my money up because I know the Dolphins are going to make the Super Bowl, and I need to save my money for that, okay? I was so upset last night when there was a no-hitter in the World Series and my buddy was at it and I wasn't. It was so bad. I felt FOMO, fear of missing out, so bad last night. Tossed and turned. Was so upset. First combined no-hitter in the World Series, I know. Saw history last night, right here in Philadelphia, an hour and a half away from me. And I wasn't there. I was really upset about it. Anyways, I'll get over it. But hey, do you need tickets to anything like that? A great place to sit.com is the place to do it. Make sure you all do that. It's a big deal. Okay. Great place to sit.com. Give them a call at 954-989-7979. Use the code word DWA and get 5% off on your tickets. And last but not least, Tail Greeter. We love us some Tail Greeter. Tail Greeter is absolutely amazing. You want tickets to the best tailgate around? Tail Greeter's place to go. Next weekend, not this coming up, but the one after, if you're going to be in town for the Miami Dolphins game, I will. Cleveland Browns Miami Dolphins game. Go to tailgreeter.com. Get your all-inclusive tailgate. I got the link in the chat. Make sure y'all get your tickets. It's going to be a big deal. All right. It's Thursday. And you know what that means. It's celebrity NFL picks. And I got an amazing co-host on Thursdays. Y'all know him. Y'all love him. Mr. Cameron 954. What's up, Cameron?
Good morning, Steven. How are you today? What's going on, Clock Blockers?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. You heard about that no-hitter last night, right?
Heard about it. I stayed up and watched it.
Man.
My flight landed like at 10:15. I got home like 10.
You were in New Orleans all week, right?
No, just yesterday. One day.
You were in town for one. Did you eat anywhere special? Just so everybody knows, New Orleans is my favorite city outside of Miami in the country because of the food. The food's amazing.
Man, I got off the airplane, took an Uber straight to Domelices. Domelices is Domelices off Magazine Street, Annunciation Street in the Garden District. It is considered like po' boy Mecca. And I got myself a surf and turf, which is chipped roast beef and fried shrimp.
Oh,
po' boy. And it was incredible.
You're killing me, Cameron. Did you go to Cafe Du Monde?
I didn't have time, but I've been there before.
Y'all really want to go to a great city? New Orleans is a place to go.
It's fun. But, you know, I was telling my wife this morning, New Orleans is like Las Vegas. No more than 48 hours. Or you just die.
That's a good rule for New Orleans, man. That 100%. Is a good rule for New Orleans. All right, so normally on Thursdays, we have a special guest. We love her. Her name's Tamaris.
She's in the air.
She's in the air. She's on an airplane.
She's on an airplane right now, but she did give me her picks.
Okay, well, so I had to think. I'm like, well, we can't have
I see a real celebrity in the background
without a celebrity. So I thought about it and I texted some people, and this person was at the top of my list. Okay. And so he texted me back. He's like, I can do celebrity NFL picks for you this morning. And I was like, you know what? You should. So without further ado, the man who made his Miami Sports Music Podcast Network debut last night on his own show on Wednesday nights, Mr. Batman 2423.
Good morning, Eric. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning, panel. Good morning, everybody in the comment section.
So we got you filling in for Tamaris this morning.
That's a tough task. I mean, I don't have the looks. I don't have the.
Hey, I had to figure out somewhere to replace, to have substitute in. I'm excited that you're hanging out with us this morning. Batman's going to hang out with us for an hour or two and hang out with us and enjoy it. And Cameron is the new co-host of Thursdays with me now. So Cameron will be with us all morning, which is great. All right, Cameron, this is your show. This is as week 9, right? Celebrity NFL picks.
Yeah, and Batman, I'm glad to have you up here, man. I'm always happy to chop it up with you, as always, bro. But you've got some big shoes to fill, and I'll tell you why. Okay. Tamaris is now 3 weeks in a row, like clean.
No way. Yeah. What's the records from last week?
So last week, and it doesn't look good for you, Steven. Tamaris won again.
Let's keep on losing because it's another week I will never ever gamble. So I appreciate that.
Well, there was a 15 game week. Tamaris went 11-4.
Tamaris went 11-4 last week.
She missed the Jets game. We all did. She was the only one to pick the Giants over Seattle. You and her both picked Indianapolis. I was the only one to pick Washington. And all three of us missed on Cincinnati.
Wow.
That was her 4 losses, bro. And 3 of those were kind of upset-ish.
That's insane, man.
I went 10-5. The only other game that we lost that she won was Jacksonville-Denver, because you and I both picked Jacksonville.
Yeah,
like a couple of stooges. And you went 7-8. So Batman, really, the floor is low, but the ceiling's really high with Tamaris.
Yeah, I can see.
Wow. I went 7-8 and Tamaris went 11-4.
Yeah, I mean, she lapped you, bro.
Does she know this?
Yeah, I text her. Yes, she knows this, and she's like really happy about it.
I bet.
And her exact words were, hold on. She goes, "Oh my God, I'm so happy. You and him live for this shit."
I love Tamaris. I'm actually flying this morning. Oh man, she killed me. She killed us, and man, I had a losing record last.
That's 2 weeks in a row, man. She went 9-5 the prior week, and she's
getting better.
Yeah, she went 10-6 the week prior.
All right, floor is yours, man. Let's do this.
Right on. So, so tonight's really a cool opportunity just for fandom, right? You've got the Eagles hosting the Texans, correct?
Yes.
And Phillies are hosting a World Series game right next door to each other. It's only happened twice. And I believe St. Louis was the other opportunity when the Cardinals were hosting and the Cardinals were hosting on a Monday Night Football game.
Time out. So hold on. I don't know why I didn't. No, they're not. They're in Houston tonight.
Well, they're playing together. How's that?
Okay. I was like, they're not playing in the same place. There's no way.
That would be
crazy. I had to think about that for a second. I was like, so just so y'all know how Philly's setup is, the Eagle Stadium is right off the highway.
And you're right. They're playing in Houston.
Right next, the Philly Stadium is. And then right next door to the Philly Stadium is the hockey arena. They are literally within, like, you can throw rocks to either one. So I was like, you were scaring me for a second. I was like, what? Philly's going to have a problem on their hands.
They burn that city down, but it's a good thing. So, but anyway, they're playing on the same night, which has only happened a couple times.
That's big. That's big.
That is big.
I correct myself. So anyway, Batman, this is how we roll, man. We don't do it against the spread. It's just straight up. After we make the picks, I'll talk about the spread. And so Tamaris picked the Eagles. Batman, who do you got?
I got the Eagles.
As do I. Steven?
No brainer. It's the Eagles, which means Houston's going to win because I'm a loser.
And Houston's getting 13.5 at home.
God, man. These point spreads are crazy in the NFL the last 2 weeks.
So last week, the point spreads, remember how we talked? There was 4 games over 9 points.
Yeah.
3 of them covered.
Yeah. Somebody's phone's going off.
It's fine.
I can hear it.
It's
just vibrating.
No, I can hear it. I can hear it loud.
I could feel it. So anyway, we are headed to Chicago. We'll figure out the Miami game later. But we got the Pats hosting the Colts. 1:00 game.
I'll take the Pats.
Man, this is a very interesting game from both sides. I would say, I want to say the Colts, but man, Patriots. You know what? Tell me what the point spread is for this game.
Afterwards.
Patriots home. I'm going Patriots.
Yeah, so I'm going to take the Patriots as well. Batman took the Patriots. And our girl Tamaris did not take the Patriots.
She took the Colts.
She took Indianapolis. And Indianapolis is given 6.5.
Indy's given 6.5 points. Can I change my answer, please?
No, they're not getting. They're giving.
Oh, I was like, what? Okay. All right, never mind. I like my pick.
Yeah, 5.5. Sorry. We have Green Bay visiting Detroit.
I say Rodgers bounce back. Green Bay got this.
Steven?
Oh my goodness. The Packers have been such a very interesting team this year, and I don't mean that in a good way. They've been a roller coaster of a team, right, gentlemen? You look at both of that, you look at what Aaron Rodgers has done, you look what that whole team has done. It's been sad, and I've never seen a drop off like them. I think they've won 13 games the last 4 years in a row, if I'm correct. And all of a sudden this year, they just don't look like they don't even look like, I'll be honest with you, maybe even a 500 team. So, but the Lions have won one game, and I've been wrong about them because I thought they were going to have a come up year. I thought they were going to make one of the biggest jumps in the NFL, along with Vegas. And we all know how wrong I was about Vegas. I'm going Packers, though, man. I think the Packers are going to win this.
Batman said Green Bay. Tamaris said Green Bay, and I'm going to take Detroit. I think Detroit's due. There's nothing makes me happier outside of a Miami win than an Aaron Rodgers loss. And discount double douchebag. He just deserves to keep losing.
Discount double douchebag. You are too much.
All right. Atlanta hosting the Chargers.
I'll do a surprise. I say Atlanta for this one.
Interesting. I'm gonna go with man, this is so tough because the Chargers haven't played. It's so funny, Batman and Cameron. I feel like the NFL in its entirety has been a very flip-flopping NFL this year, right? No team, with the exception of like Kansas City, Buffalo, and Philly, has really run away with anything for the most part, right? So I don't know, man. I just don't see Justin Herbert losing in Atlanta. Final answer, I'm going Atlanta. Final answer.
So Tamaris picked Atlanta. Steven's picking Atlanta, as do I. And here's why. Like, his top two receivers are questionable at best. Williams may not play at all. Like, Palmer just got activated off the concussion protocol. Like, they're not in a good place right now offensively. He's turning the ball over at a high rate. I'm taking Atlanta at home. Mariota rolls again.
So we all agree on Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's so real quick, just to stay on this game real quick. It's so is it crazy how fast the elite, I don't want to say elite, but that whole franchise is very interesting, and it's in a downward spiral, that Chargers defense, or that Chargers team in period, right, Batman? Like, that's crazy.
I mean, they lost J.C. Jackson for the year. They had the injuries with Herbert. Now the receivers hurt. So it's like, it's the NFL. So I don't want to tie it back to the Dolphins, but it's the NFL. Injuries happen. So I think it's a little bit
happen, and Batman's right. You construct the team, 1 through 53 or really 64, whatever it is, and you got to accrue talent at that bottom third of the, because injuries happen and they have to step in. And you see it with the Dolphins, and they've won a few games.
I like what CB83 said in the chat. He said you couldn't tell people that Herbert wasn't winning a Super Bowl this year. Everybody had the Chargers taking that division for the most part this year, that they were going to take over, and that Herbert was going to make this next step, and the team was going to make this next step, and they haven't.
Steven, stop yourself. Who's in their division?
I mean, you got Kansas City.
Okay.
Right. You have Vegas.
Who I'm sure you said was going to be.
I thought Vegas was running away with it.
Yeah, you said that.
And Denver. And Vegas and Denver have sucked.
I picked Denver.
Huh?
I picked Denver.
I know. And I feel like everybody was wrong about that division this year. Everybody said, Kansas City's going to take a step back, and all these other teams are going to take a step forward, but the biggest person taking a step forward was the Chargers, and I
think it's more of a testament just how good Kansas City is than anything.
I know, even without Tyreek, they're so good.
Well, it's next man up mentality. I mean, he's actually passing, down the field more with better accuracy than with Tyreek.
Than he was with Tyreek. I agree.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We've got the. Come on now, Jets hosting Buffalo.
Well, real quick, who do we root for in this game? Are we rooting for the Jets in this game?
That's an interesting question. That's an interesting question. So it'd be easier for us to root for the Bills, so we can take the second seed. But if we root for the Jets, then we're kind of almost neck to neck, because apparently we're like a one game away from the Bills. So it's just it depends how you want to see it. If you trust in us, you would want the Bills to lose. But if you want to get the second spot,
root for a tie. We don't want a tie. A tie hurts us. I'm serious. We do not want a tie. You have to pick one. And the question is, what's the better of the better of the two evils? But yeah.
That's perfectly worded right there. The lesser of two evils. I mean, I'll take the Bills on this one.
I'll say the better of the two evils, because they both are evil.
We'll all pick Buffalo, right? But we want the Jets to win, I think.
Yeah,
because
100%.
we have confidence. Like the goal for this team, the Miami Dolphins, is to win the division. All right, so they've already beaten Buffalo one game. Arguably they're going to go into the West Coast 8-3 and with some momentum. If they go up and beat Buffalo at home, that's what our goal is, right? Now, is that attainable? Like that's up for debate. But that's our goal.
I fully expect the Buffalo Bills to win this game, and there be no ands, ifs, or buts about it with it. But I am going to be rooting for the Jets in this game. And I know you're like, well, we don't root for in-division games. No, I'm rooting for the Jets to beat Buffalo because Buffalo needs to lose one more. And then then we control our own destiny, right? We control our own destiny the moment that happens. And if they lose a division game, it's even better for us. So
it's just hard to look at their schedule and think they're going to lose another game.
Yeah, because they got the second.
We are their toughest opponent for the rest of the year. Buffalo's toughest opponent for the rest of the year is us.
I think they got the Bengals towards the end of the season, and they're going to get back. What's his name? The receiver. Drawing a blank. Like I just woke up, so they're going to get back Jamar Chase by that game. So.
And it's in Cincinnati.
That's in Cincinnati.
It's Monday Night Football. And you know what? They finished the season at the Patriots. The Patriots, they're not bad.
They can play upset. They can play.
They've beaten Buffalo before, so we're all selecting Buffalo for this game.
But we are rooting for the Jets.
Moving on, Minnesota goes into the Commanders and the Heineke's.
Minnesota, yeah, they're a powerhouse. Now with the tight end that they got, they're a powerhouse.
Hawkinson.
There's a lot of turmoil going on in the Washington Commanders front office, ownership, and it'll be very interesting to see what they do moving forward. Yesterday, the Washington Commanders retained legal Dan Snyder and his wife retained the services of Bank of America in the right that they end up selling it, and they need to obviously do that. So my hope is that happens because, as I said on yesterday's show, that he's the second worst owner in all of sports, Daniel Snyder, only behind my guy for the Knicks. What's his name? James Dolan. Yeah, Dolan's the worst owner in all sports. Daniel Snyder's right behind him. So, I'm going to go for the Vikings, and I think the Vikings are going to win. I think it's not a primetime game for Kirk Cousins, which means they should be okay.
All right, so you're taking Minnesota. I'm rolling with my Heineke's, man. I've done so 3 weeks in a row, and you've done me right. 2 weeks in a row, rather. In Minnesota, this is about the time in the schedule they start getting exposed, right?
What did our girl pick? What did Tamaris pick?
Minnesota. And listen, the Vikings go into Buffalo next week, so we're gonna find out who they are real quick.
All right.
Cincinnati hosting Carolina Panthers, and PJ Walker gets another start. Tamaris picked Cincinnati.
It's a hard one.
Hard. It is a difficult one because PJ Walker played really good last week.
I'll say Burrow has a bounce back game. I'll say that. I mean, he looked rough. I know Cleveland's a great defense, but he looked rough, and I was like, is it Jamar Chase the reason why he looks so rough? But he has a bounce back game. He has to. I think Higgins steps up even more, so I think he has a bounce back game.
I think saying that he had a rough game is an understatement. That team looked atrocious the other night against Cleveland. They looked bad on top of bad on top of bad. I'm gonna go with the Panthers. I think PJ Walker. Let me tell you something. That throw at the end of the Arizona Cardinals Carolina Panthers game that he made was 68 yards on the dime. Let's get something straight. We talk about Tua's arm strength all the time. We talk about quarterback's arm strength. That is the longest, best throw I've ever seen in the history of the NFL. I'm just calling it out there. And I don't even think he tried. I think he just chucked it. Like, if you go look, he didn't do it with all his body. He just chucked it.
That dude
PJ
laid out.
Walker has one of the best arms I've ever seen in the NFL.
Dude, he threw it right where it needed to be. But
oh my God, it was so good.
What sucks and was overshadowed is
that dummy who freaking took off his helmet because
he blew the
game with the extra point. They win it.
He blew the game for him.
More. You dummy. Keep your helmet on and you win the game. I'm going with Carolina, man. Carolina is like that PJ Walker team's crazy right now.
So Carolina, not only PJ Walker, but they have the 4th rated pass defense in the NFL, 12th overall scoring defense. I mean, they're playing good on that side of the ball. And Cincinnati, without mixing, I mean, their run game has disappeared, and they're without Jamar Chase, and they're really in disarray. They lost their tight end as well. So, I'm taking Carolina.
I'm taking Carolina too.
Jacksonville Jaguars hosting Stephen D's Las Vegas Raiders.
I love how people say Stephen D's Las Vegas Raiders.
As in D's nuts.
I'm going Raiders. I'll go Raiders.
Raiders lost 18-0 to the Saints, bro.
I know.
To the Saints. To the gingerbread man.
I'm just saying, I got a hunch.
I've had a hunch about the Vegas Raiders all year, and I've been wrong. So you know what I'm doing, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going Jacksonville. Jacksonville's going to win.
Flip-flopper!
Flip-flopping like a mug, son. I am straight up flip-flopping, bro. Raiders have disappointed me the entire year, and they make me so happy I don't gamble anymore because I would have put a lot of money on Vegas this year to make the playoffs and win their division, and I would have been wrong. I would have been so wrong. So, bro, I'm going Jacksonville, baby. Let's go, Jacks.
I will double down and take Jacksonville as well. And I'll also say that the Raiders lose so badly that Josh McDaniels doesn't get on the flight on the way.
Oh, he gets fired? Dude,
wow.
So there's a report out of Vegas that him and Mark Davis, the owner of the Raiders, had a very long conversation after the loss to the Saints, and that it wasn't a conversation about what can we do to make this team better. It was, should you still have your job?
Exactly. And he shouldn't, in my eyes. And they should have never
hired him in the first place
over the interim coach they had last year that took him to the playoffs.
I know. Man, what's his name? He was good.
He's an assistant defensive coach now for another team. But I
think if Josh McDaniels does get fired, he's the guy that they'll pick again. I think they'll bring him back in.
Well, they need to, and they'll make the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that this year, but next year.
So we're all in favor of Jacksonville except for Batman, who's taking the Raiders.
Well, Jacksonville, let me tell you, buddy, I've been down this road a lot this year, sir, and it has not served me well. Hopefully, it'll serve you better.
By no means, I'm a Raiders fan. I just I just see it. I just see it.
You know what is surprising? Jacksonville is only giving the Raiders 1.5.
That's it? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So I don't know what they think over there in Vegas. So the over-under is 48, which seems high to me too.
I'm taking the under on that all day if I was betting.
So the Arizona Midgets host Seattle.
The Arizona Midgets versus Seattle.
No offense to any short folks out there.
I'm gonna let little people. The Arizona little people.
The Arizona dwarfs.
Wow, this one's harder than the last one.
Just to clarify,
Batman, it is tough picking games every week, bro, because you sit there and you're trying to evaluate. Look, I watch a lot of games, but I don't get to watch every game. I'm at a lot of them. I'm at a lot of Dolphins games.
You know what? I'm going Arizona. They got Hopkins back. They're gonna start rolling. I'm going Arizona.
Hopkins and Murray. I mean, when Hopkins got reinterjected in that offense, they rolled.
They look serious. Yeah.
Man, let me tell you something. This Seattle Seahawks team is unreal how good it is. I know they lost last week to the Giants, right? And it's a very interesting case. There's a rumor. I don't know. I can't confirm this. I actually don't even think it's real, but it has been floating around on the internet, so it must be true. that Denver allegedly called up Seattle and asked, "Do you want Russell Wilson back for Geno?"
No, they did not. There's no way.
I'm just telling you.
That
So that would be hilarious if that was real. Okay,
at least give us a vending machine or something for him,
bro. Come
Give
on,
us
man.
Drew
We'll
Lock
give you
back.
Russell back. Give us Geno. We'll give you a vending machine.
No,
Whatever
don't
you
take
want.
Drew
Bro.
Lock back, right?
I mean, what do you want? Geno is very interesting, and Solo D's one of his really good friends is the running back there in Seattle. Former
Dallas.
U standout Travis and Solo are tight.
No, Travis Homer or DJ Dallas.
Oh, DJ Dallas and
Dallas.
Solo are tight. DJ Dallas and Solo are good. They're tight. I'm going Seattle, man. I'm going with Solo's boy. He's gonna have a big game.
Yeah, Tamaris took Arizona as well, Batman. So we'll split the picks, and I'll take Seattle as well. Okay. I just think their defense is playing really well, and
they are.
Pete Carroll's he's got that team rolling, man. Speaking of not rolling, how about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting the LA Rams? Which this game on the schedule prior to the year was a key game, right? Like a highlight game on the schedule, and now it's just a shit burger. It is. It's a 2, 3, and 5 teams. 2, 3, and 5 teams. Like, what's going to give?
What gives, sir?
No, I'm going with surprise. I'm going with Tampa. I know they've been struggling. I'm going with Tampa.
Struggling. Bad, man. No, man. Rams defending Super Bowl champions. Tampa's on this downward spiral.
And the Rams aren't.
Huh?
And the Rams aren't.
No, the Rams. No, I'm going
Rams. 3
and
5 as well,
dude. I'm going Rams big. Rams big. Rams have played much more tougher opponents than Tampa Bay has. Rams lost to the 49ers. Okay, let's just get that straight. Tampa Bay lost to the Ravens. I'm not buying into Baltimore, just so everybody knows.
Batman, you took the Bucks.
Yep,
I'm taking the Rams.
Tamaris took the Bucks, and I'll take the Bucks as well.
I got the Rams. Let's go. I can gain a game on y'all. Let's go.
You could, but you won't.
But I won't.
KC hosting Tennessee. Who's starting a quarterback this week for Tennessee?
It won't be Ryan Tannehill. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who's starting. I have no idea.
I think he starts at 10. If he's healthy, he'll play.
He was out because of illness. It wasn't any injury, right?
I don't think
that's what they want you to believe. Conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theorist.
Oh my God.
They want
I'll take Kansas City. I mean, they're a powerhouse.
Yeah. Steven.
Kansas City all day, man. Buy big.
Vegas thinks it's big too because they're giving Tennessee 12.5.
Oh my God. Then Kansas City all day, big.
Wow.
So we all took Kansas City,
right?
Except for our girl Tamaris, who took Tennessee.
She took Tennessee?
She sure did.
Let me tell you, if she ends up being right, I don't want to do this game anymore with her.
We're going to stop the show.
I don't want to do it because she's killing me.
She's going to want to host the show for 3 hours. That's what she's
I'm just like, what? The fans will agree. They'll be like, Steven, bye. Are you kidding me? I'll be replaced quicker than anything.
By F Girl Island.
What? It will not be Clock Blockers. It'll be F Girl Island mornings right here on my Sports Music Podcast Network. Let's go.
F Girl Pick'em.
I love it. Oh my God.
And then Monday night, you got the Saints hosting your Ravens.
Oh,
man. Not my Ravens. Don't do that to me. Go ahead, Batman.
I'll go Ravens.
Was very surprised New Orleans won last week the way that they did against Vegas. And because we can say what we want about Vegas, they got a lot of talent, right? And to win the way the New Orleans won says a lot about New Orleans, in my opinion. They're a lot better than I think people make them out to be. And playing in that dome is a lot harder than people think. The Ravens just picked up Roquan Smith.
Did they add a wide receiver? Did they add a wide receiver also?
I think they did because it also. I don't know the extent of Bateman's injury. So,
yeah,
let me check.
I don't know. This is the toughest game of the week for me to pick. I'm going Ravens.
Yeah, they got some guy named Jackson from the Titans. No, from the Panthers, I believe. No, let me see.
I'm going Ravens.
Ravens.
So everyone here picked the Ravens, including Tamaris and myself. I think the Ravens they're 5-3.
Deshaun Jackson. He just didn't play last week, but he might play this week.
That's right. That's right. Deshaun Jackson. Now, does he move the needle for them? Who knows?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm going to take Baltimore. I think it'll be a closer game. And New Orleans is getting 2.5 at home. So we'll see. So there's your picks, fellas.
No, we got one more game.
Who's that?
Dolphins.
That was Monday night. Oh, the Dolphins. My bad. So Miami going into Chicago.
Miami.
You got to do score prediction and everything for Miami.
I'll say 38. 38-21 Miami.
I think Miami goes into Chicago and not only takes care of business, they blow them out. I'm predicting, as y'all know and know where I'm headed, we're all eating cheeseburgers Monday morning because it'll be 40 burger time. I think we're going to win 42-13. I think it's going to be a major blowout. And I think it's going to send the rest of the NFL the message that not only are the Miami Dolphins here, they are Super Bowl contenders, and they will blow you out if you don't play with us correctly and give us the respect we deserve. And I'm telling you right now, they're going to be sad they lost Roquan Smith. They are not. I'm just telling you, it's going to be a blowout in Chicago this weekend.
All things are pointing that way, right? I mean, aside the fact that Justin Fields and the offense of the Bears have been playing better, I think the Bradley Chubb signing energizes this defense.
Mm-hmm.
Fields is very mistake prone. They're going to put pressure on him, and I agree with you guys. I think it's going to be a lopsided victory for Miami, and I'm not going to go the 40 burger, but I'll say 38-21.
Yeah,
same thing I got. Okay.
I think the Bears hang for the first half, and then the second half.
I don't think they hang at all. So I'm glad you said that. Miami made the mistake last week. They didn't. Their defense did not show up for the first half. They don't make that same mistake 2 weeks in a row, and they're going to come ready to play, and they're going to come. And Bradley Chubb is going to make a difference, even if he plays 18 snaps, 25.
Let me ask you, who makes more of a difference, Jeff Wilson or Bradley Chubb in this first
Bradley
game?
Chubb all day.
I think it's Jeff Wilson.
Jeff Wilson. So we saw it yesterday, Steven. They're ranked worst in the league as far as stopping the run. And we haven't incorporated a full game of running. I don't think we will, but if we pick up a lead in the first half and then we get to pound that ball in the second half just to run the ball, and we got Jeff Wilson and Morster, it's going to be deadly for them. It's going to be bad.
Start Mostert. And it's supposed to be mid-60s, sunny, beautiful. I'm going to be there in the stadium at the game.
Nice.
I'm from there, Batman. So someone said in the chats, deep down at heart, I'm a Bears fan. I am a Bears fan, but I'm I'm a Dolphins fan first, but I will be in the stadium wearing my Dolphins gear for those who asked.
Cameron's been going to Dolphins games for a couple of decades now, y'all. That man is a Dolphins fan. Yeah, man. Look, I am convinced. By the way, Tamaris picked the Dolphins.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I am convinced that the Miami Dolphins making these moves on the trade deadline day, bringing in Jeff Wilson, bringing in Bradley Chubb. Now, as of this morning, with the breaking news, the 119, is it 119? I think is what it is.
Yeah, but 63 guaranteed.
$63 million
Which
guaranteed
is
over 5 years.
It's less than I thought he would get guaranteed up front.
Look,
so that contract in 3 years is going to look like a steal.
A steal.
Yeah. Because of who's on the market the next few years.
$119 million on a 5-year deal, where 63 million of it is guaranteed. Everybody in the NFL that graded this, that it wasn't. There were people around the NFL that did not grade this a good trade because they thought if they don't, they're getting them as a rental, it's not going to be a good trade. Miami knew that in order to make this trade, they needed to extend him. And for Chubb to sign the deal that he just signed, let's get something straight. Chris Greer, GM of the year. There's no other GM that did what Chris Greer did. Chris Greer in one season.
If they win a few playoff games.
Now, well, I mean, yeah, and they will. They will. I'm convinced we will at this point. He will be GM of the year. There shouldn't even be a debate about it. The man in one season brought in Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb, Raheem Mostert, who's turned out to be a beast, right? I mean, he has the most prolific wide receiver duo in the history of the NFL. At least they're going to break that record. We can argue about if they are or not, but they're going to break the record if they keep going the way that they're going, and all signs indicate that they will. There is nothing that, like, I'm telling you right now, Chris Greer is the man. He pulls the trades. He makes the salary cap work. He gets these guys signed to extensions. He is making the correct moves for this team to be a Super Bowl contender. I can't believe that I'm saying that. The Miami Dolphins are Super Bowl contenders.
Yep.
There's no arguing that point now. None. Sorry. A little excited.
Say it with conviction because you should.
Don't forget Teron Armstead. Thank you, Jesse Feltner. Teron Armstead. Yep. Hello. Yes, sir. Hello. All day. I know Emmanuel Ogbah hasn't done anything, but he was still one of the biggest he was a top 10 free agent in the offseason. Signed him. Mm-hmm. Chris Greer gets it done. He gets it done.
Can you say he's swung and hit more than he's swung and missed?
All day. Twice on Sunday. 100%. When it's been him, he's never, you all have to understand, he's been with this franchise for 20 plus years, right? He hasn't been the man. It was Jeff Fireland for the beginning of his tenure. It was Mike Tannenbaum, whatever you want to call him. I call him Mike Tannenbaum because I think he's the worst GM in all sports.
Connor Williams.
When he was. Or maybe not the worst GM, but he's up there. He's one of the worst, okay? But the moment Greer got a chance to hold the reins, he's made this work. Was Flores the right guy? Yeah, he was. He found out it wasn't working out, pulled the plug. All right, next up, let's go. McDaniel, can you take this offense to the next level? Okay. We'll keep the defense the way that it is. We'll keep this working. We'll keep on bringing in people. We'll make this work. All right. When Greer has been in control and has full autonomy to make the decisions for this franchise, they have worked out. When somebody else meddles into it, a.k.a. Stephen Ross, a.k.a. Bradley Beal, or whatever that douchebag who was going to take over the team's name was, it has not worked out. When there's been another GM holding control, nope, hasn't worked out. But when Chris Greer has had full autonomy to do whatever he needs to do, it's been the right thing. So I'm going to tell y'all right now, out of owners, out of GMs, over the last 30 years of this football team, Chris Greer has made the best decision out of any single one of those people. That includes Jimmy Johnson. That includes Bill Parcells. That includes anybody else who's run this franchise. Chris Greer has been the best. There's no arguing that.
You know what I love about it is that, like, you know, a lot of the fan base was nervous, obviously, going into the trade deadline. And you know, are we going to make a move or not? And this man doesn't lose trades. He doesn't lose trades. like, look back at all the trades he's been doing since he's been here. It's very hard to like find a real lopsided losing trade that he did. You know what I mean?
I mean, look at the trade that he. I mean, what that turned out to the Justin Fields trade with San Francisco. What they moved up 6 spots to get Justin Fields to get Trey Lance rather, and what that turned into.
Yeah,
it's amazing,
100%. And the thing about it, it all stems from Larry Tunsil, and you were still reaping the benefits from that trade. And it was funny him mentioning it yesterday, like, you know, Larry Tunsil and him texting each other, like, I would you trade?
You know, I was scared that's going to come back to bite us in the ass.
Oh my, knowing us,
I was so scared when he said that. I'm like, man, we're going to get a tampering charge over this stuff because he's texting them.
Hey, I was like, no lie, like I was like low key hoping that they would trade for Larry Tunsil,
dude. So I'm convinced the moment I'm convinced. All right, 2 things. Number 1. Larry Tunsil will never, ever get an early release out of his contract for one reason and one reason only, okay? Houston is scared to death that if they release him and he goes and signs with the Dolphins, that it'll go down as the worst trade in NFL history. It already is. Let's get that straight, okay?
It's hard to beat that Herschel Walker trade.
No, bro. Larry Tunsil to the, from Miami to Houston takes the cake. Look what we've gotten out of it. Look what we've turned it into, bro. We've turned it into Bradley Chubb, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle,
Javon Holland.
Don't worry, it keeps going.
The man deserves a statue. The man deserves a statue. At least on that Marina Boulevard, a statue.
Yo, his gas mask deserves a statue. Do you all realize? I need y'all to think about something real quick. So I'm telling you where I was on that day. I'm at Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm with my wife. I met my wife at Buffalo Wild Wings year before. True story. Met her there. Okay. We're at Buffalo Wild Wings.
What flavor?
Wings?
Yeah.
You got
honey barbecue all day. Honey barbecue. Okay.
Make sure.
So traditional style, not the boneless crap either. Anyways, we're at Buffalo Wild Wings, and I said the pick of this draft is Larry Tunsil, but there's no way he falls to 13. None. There's no way he falls to 13. About 30 minutes before the draft, what gets released? A video of Larry Tunsil and doing a bong hit in a gas mask. Well, this might work out well for us. Okay, but there's still no way he drops to 13. There's no way he drops to 13. First pick, gone, doesn't get picked. Second, doesn't get picked. Second, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We get to the Ronnie Stanley pick for Baltimore. Right. Baltimore had a pick in front of us, and I said, if they pass on him here, Miami's going to have a shot at getting him at 13. And they ended up picking Ronnie Stanley. And he dropped to us at 13. And my wife the entire time, I told you it would work out. I told you it would work out. You didn't know nothing, honey, but she did. She called it. She said that the Dolphins were going to pick him there, that there was a shot for us to get him. And that video will forever live in infamy, or whatever the word adjective we need to use, because that video has changed the course of our franchise. I need you all to understand how powerful that video is and what it's done for the Miami Dolphins franchise. Without that video, he doesn't fall to 13. Without that video, we don't get him. And we don't turn all of what we've turned it into. I'm telling you right now, Laremy Tunsil drinks for free in South Florida for the rest of his life. Whatever he wants, that man should get. He should get a statue outside of the stadium.
And we're still getting a 5th round pick next year for him. Still from that
we're
trade.
not done.
Technically, we're still waiting.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
I'm just, yeah, man. It's crazy to think where we're at as a franchise because of that man and that video and that pick. And by the way, Chris Greer is the guy the whole time. So Chris Greer wanted Laremy Tunsil. He was on record. We need to get Laremy. So yeah, man.
Let me just add to all the players that we basically involved in the Laremy Tunsil trade up to date for the Dolphins. So we got Julian Davenport, Johnson Batamosi, Noah Ibenagami, Jalen Waddle, Javon Holland, Tyreek Hill, Channing Tindall, Eazy-E, and Bradley Chubb. All these players from the Laremy Tunsil trade.
I mean, that is franchise changing.
And we're not done.
I mean, they should erect a statue of Laremy Tunsil right next to Coach Shula.
And Dan Marino.
I've seen the picture of a meme of him, like the statue.
I saw that too, bro. It was funny. But literally, I should make shirts like that has that.
Yeah. Hey.
That's funny, man. That is good stuff.
I'm telling you right now, it's insane. And what's even weirder as a Miami Dolphins fan, and I think you both will agree with this, Batman especially more because we're just a little bit younger than Cameron, just a couple years. Okay, just a couple. I don't ever remember this franchise being. I don't ever remember being this good. That's one. I don't ever remember having this much confidence as a Miami Dolphins fan. Ever. We were down in that Baltimore game, and you can hand on the Bible. You can ask my buddy Ryan Keeling, who is the president of the Valley Fanatics fan club, and you can ask Mr. Hot Dog Man himself, Crypto, okay, who was sitting right next to me the whole time. We're going to win this game. I'm confident Miami's going to come back and win this game. We were down 21 points, and I knew we were coming back to win. I called it. I was confident. And ever since then, I say, I don't care what Miami's down. We got a shot to win this game. We got to. When Tua's in it, we got a shot. Okay? I've never been this confident ever, gentlemen. And I'm telling you, there's no team in the NFL that scares me. I will admit that San Francisco and Buffalo make me nervous, but they don't scare me. I respect how good they are. But guys, we're good too. Not only are we good, we're explosive. We are explosive. And so I'm excited, man. I don't know what to say other than this is the greatest Miami Dolphins team I personally have ever seen. And I'm excited to see where we go. I'm excited to see where we go from here. And I need everybody to buy a ticket and jump on board this train because it's moving and it's moving full steam ahead and it's moving fast.
It's just top, like the talent that it's infused. And again, I reiterate when I say this, I said it last night. And I said, hey, on paper, yes. Look, before the season started, we did a breakdown as far as top 10 in position as far as our team. And granted, I know X has been struggling. He's been injured. Okay. But prior going into the year, X is a top 10 corner in the league. Christian Wilkins, a top 10 defensive tackle in the league. You have Javon Holland, a top 10 safety in the league. Tyreek Hill, top 10 receiver in the league. Jalen Waddle now is entering a top 10 numbers-wise. He's a top 10 receiver in the league. Tua has a top 10 numbers in the league for a quarterback. You have Bradley Chubb, top 10 defensive end / linebacker in the league. I know we lost Brandon Jones. Byron Jones is out too. It's just so much talent. Like it's insane to me. When Gesicki is open and they throw him the ball, he's a top 10 receiver in the league. It keeps going and going. And my thing is, it's like
when Gesicki's open, he's a top 10 receiver in the league, not tight end. Top 10 receiver. When
I said this on Twitter yesterday. He's a top 10 red zone threat.
Oh yeah, that's a more accurate statement. I like that, but I like the fact that we all say receiver, right? When he's standing, Gesicki did something that he hasn't done all year in the Detroit game. He stood up. He didn't put his hands in the dirt. I don't remember really one time that he put his hands in the dirt all game. I could be wrong about that, but and I probably am. But I saw him a lot standing up the entire game. So. He was in that slot position. He was playing at the wide receiver position, and that's where he needs to be because he makes our team that much better from that position. And if you can do that and allow Durham Smythe to play from the tight end slot, boys, it's gonna be fun.
So Cat for Life brings up a great point. Like our expectations should be playoff wins now, right? Like not just making the playoffs. We have a Super Bowl caliber offense, right? We just fortified the defense. Potentially, we're going to get some players back on the back end, the secondary, that's going to make this defense healthier and better. So the potential is there, right? Now we have to go execute it. They've entrusted a whole lot of talent to a rookie head coach, a mastermind, a wonder kind. And so far, so good. Right?
Yeah.
So let's see how we progress over these next 4 games. We go into San Francisco 8-3. And then that's where the rubber meets the pavement, right? Rubber meets the road. Because we got a 2-game West Coast swing against playoff potential teams. And then the last 3 games of our season are division rival tough games. Buffalo, Jets, Patriots.
Let me ask you guys a question. Do you think Miami comes back between those 2 games in California? Do they come back home and practice, or do you think they'll stay out there?
Traditionally, they've come back home.
Because of the time change, and you got to go back again. You know, what that does to a player's body, you know.
I would love to see him stay out there, but I just don't.
What? On the West Coast, they are staying out there. They announced it at the beginning of the year.
Did they?
Oh, they're going to stay back. They're going to stay back to back weeks.
They're staying out there the entire week. Already official. I don't know where they're practicing at, but they said at the beginning of the year that they were going to stay out there. In training camp, they said that. Chris Greer said that.
That's good.
Interesting.
So, if that's the case, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. So, I mean, we get to stay out there. We don't have to travel. We stay out there for a week, right? And then the other good thing to it is then we go to Buffalo after that, right? So, Miami's got a crazy 3 weeks after that. You know, you got San Fran, LA, or is it LA then San Fran? I forget which one.
No, San Fran and then Chargers.
Yep, and then LA,
then Bills,
and then
Bills.
Buffalo. That's look. I'm gonna be honest. That's a tough 3-week stretch. I'm convinced that we're gonna be undefeated.
Buffalo, New England, Jets.
Not worried about the Jets.
But I mean, there's the division games. Like that's
the Jets are at the end of the year,
and the Patriots are the week before that.
Yep,
the Bills
and then
before that.
The Packers.
The Packers are in there.
And not to sound cocky, because I know I think I got into a fight, back and forth. I don't know if it was Master Park. I don't know if it was him, so I apologize if it was you. Tua hasn't lost to the Patriots or the Jets yet. And I'm just being fair, cocky, but I'm being honest. He hasn't lost to them yet. And if he's there, he's not lost to them yet. So I'm just saying.
And now he's beat Buffalo.
Yeah.
So where's this team finish now that you've seen these changes? You know, is it 12-5, 13-3? They have 3 losses. So how many more games, realistically, are losing? Are they losing to San Francisco? All right, are they losing to Chicago? We all said no.
No, they're not losing to Chicago.
Are they losing to Cleveland at home?
Nope, not losing to Cleveland. We killed both of them. They're both going to be blowouts.
Are they losing to the Texans at home?
Nope, all 3 are going to be blowouts.
Right after the bye week, no.
So we're 8-3.
Actually, Cleveland might not be a blowout, but it will win. We'll win.
It's a good defense. Yeah, it's a good defense.
Yeah, it's a good defense. I'll give Cleveland a little bit more respect than I think.
And the return of Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah. So look, I think we win the next 3 games handedly. 2 of them are going to be blowouts. Go ahead. Next.
So and then we go on the road, right?
Yeah.
And who do we have?
San Francisco first.
San Francisco.
San Francisco's the game, one of the two games that makes me nervous. And here's the reality of the situation: them getting Christian McCaffrey. I think San Francisco.
Say it, Steven.
I think they're a top 5 team in the NFL.
Yeah. Forget the record. They are, though.
Yeah, I do. They're playing like one. They're lights out, man. They're good. They're scary. I mean, they're not scary, but they're like. I mean,
that's going to be a hell of a fun game to watch, right? Because it's going to be a hell of a fun game to watch.
It'll be a great game. I wanted to get flexed so bad.
I'm going to try to go to that game. So, is that an L?
I'm not ready to say that it's a win.
So
that's a tough game. That's a tough game. You fly to the West Coast.
Let me see how I had it before.
You fly to the West Coast, and here's the other thing people need to respect: San Francisco knows all of our plays. It's the same playbook they ran last year.
I have it as a win,
but that goes both ways, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So Batman, you've got the Dolphins going into San Francisco and winning.
I'm not ready to say that yet. Even if we blow out, like I predict, 2 of the next 3, and we still win Cleveland handedly.
So because there's 3 of us on here, I agree with Steven. Let's say that's their record after the Niners is 8-4. They go into the Chargers.
We beat Herbert. We beat the Chargers. I'm not scared of them. I would even probably go as far to say we might even blow them out.
So Batman, yeah.
It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, right?
It will be easy. Yes, it will. It'll be easy against the Chargers. It will not be easy against San Fran.
No. So I thought we were still on San Fran. No, I
we're
think Chargers. We lose. We lose Chargers.
We lose Chargers?
Yeah, we lose Chargers.
What? No way.
I gotta stick to my guns, man.
You think we beat San Francisco and lose to the Chargers?
So again, Steven, 2 years in a row, I've called the record on point.
No way.
And at the beginning of the season, I called it 11-6, but Chubb does something different now. It's a 12-win team now. So I got to balance it out. So I got to keep it with. I got to say it's a loss.
To on record, Batman, you have us beating the San Francisco 49ers, but losing the following week to the Chargers. No way.
Yes.
No way. No way.
So regardless, Steven. Regardless, we both pick, an L to the Niners where Batman picks the win.
We beat. Yeah, we
flip-flop that, right? Regardless, we're both still 9-4. All 3 of us are 9-4 at that point in the schedule.
Correct. We split.
So 9-4 going into the Dolphins Bills game in Buffalo. 9-4.
Yes, going into Buffalo.
Mm-hmm. So people are going to say this is an excuse. I originally had it a loss, right? I had the first game that we were going to win. I had it prior to the season. I had we were going to beat Buffalo. Now, that being said, we were losing to Buffalo at Buffalo. I don't think it's going to be a blowout like on either side. Like, I don't think it's going to be a blowout. If we lose this game, this is going to be controversial what I'm about to say. If we lose this game, and it's a tight, close game, it's because McDaniel didn't want to open up his entire playbook. Because if we're gonna face these guys in the playoffs, I'm just being honest. I'm being honest. We lose this game, it'll be that. But I think after that, I mean, we can win out after that. I'm being honest.
I think we're a lot closer to beating the Bills in Buffalo than we've ever been. Do I think we do it? I had it originally as a loss, and I'm going to stick with that. But so that means we're 9-5 going into the last 3 games of the season, and they're must wins against the Packers, Patriots, and Jets.
All right, let me.
That means we go into New England and win.
That
leaves us at 12-5, Batman.
Let me just say about this Buffalo game. Okay, we beat Buffalo this year, and my goal was to split with Buffalo this year. So I'm okay with whatever happens in the Buffalo game. I just want to throw that out there. I want to make that, for the record. As far as what do the Dolphins, I think it'll be a very good game. I don't know if let's play the scenario out. Does weather play a factor? If it's snowing and it's negative degrees, and it's snowing, that's going to be a tough game. A lot more tougher than it already would be, right? But same thing. They had to do it with us with the sun, so it works 100%. Both ways, right? So,
do you remember what New England did to Buffalo on Monday Night Football or Sunday night?
They threw 3 times
and won the game.
Huh?
They controlled the clock, they ran the ball, and they won the game.
100% they did. But that's where the Jeff Wilson acquisition comes into play for Miami, right? So
I was about to ask that question. Does he make a difference? That much of a difference?
100%.
Of course.
And by the way, this is also where maybe Myles Gaskins is starting to step up now too, because you have a bigger type running back. So maybe even Myles has a big game in that Buffalo game too, right? Because we're able to have somebody who, if we need that goal line stance, we can bring him in, right? We got Raheem because he's explosive and can run the ball, whatever. But if you need that goal line stances, maybe Myles is that guy, right? Maybe Myles gets 4 carries for 28 yards, but 2 touchdowns that night because we're at the goal line, right? So I want to say that I'm not saying that we can't win. We can definitely win that game, but I'm not ready to call it a win yet because Buffalo's the best team in the NFL. There's no denying that. No denying that. Cap for Life with his $5 donation says, I remember when you had your open panel with all the OGs, Reason, TD, Steven, all we said we not making the Super Bowl with Tua. What changed, Steven? I never said that. I never said that. You never heard those words come out of my mouth. That we're not making the Super Bowl with Tua. I said maybe we weren't making the Super Bowl with the team currently constructed as is at this particular moment yet. What has changed my mind as far as where I see it now? Confidence level. I just think they're 10 times more confident than I ever could have predicted. They're a lot more explosive. Like, I knew the explosiveness was there, but now I've seen it a few times, right? Saw it in Baltimore, saw it in Detroit. I know they can put up points when they need to. And their defense also can shut down offenses when it needs to. I don't remember us saying that, Cap for Life, that we said that they could. We might have said maybe currently construct their 1-win playoff team, but there might not be Super Bowl contenders yet. But now I'm convinced they're Super Bowl contenders.
So let's say they win these next 3 games. Let's say that they're going into the West Coast with huge momentum. Let's say that Batman's correct. They beat San Francisco in San Francisco. They beat Herbert. They come back from that West Coast swim on that would be a 5-game, 6-7 game heater.
Mm-hmm.
That would propel this team into the Super Bowl conversation with legitimacy.
100%.
Right?
5 games puts us at what? 12-5?
Correct. 5 losses puts us at 12.
I'm very confident the Dolphins go at minimum 12-5. Very confident.
That's where I'm at. Minimum 12-5.
And it could be 13-3.
13-4.
13-4 rather.
Yes.
Yeah,
because I
100%.
think there and the 2 games where I see are the problem are San Fran and Buffalo. And if we win one of them, you have the opportunity for a trap game somewhere, right? Which I don't think that the Dolphins get a trap game this year because
Patriots in New England.
I'm not worried about that.
And like I said, we still have yet to play a full game where all 3 levels of this team, defense, offense, special teams, is rolling.
The second half, the second half last week was all 3 phases.
Right. I'm talking about the complete game, Steven.
Agreed.
Game from start to finish.
Agreed. Yeah. So this team, like the team defense and this team special teams are ranked in the bottom half.
Yeah.
That's got to improve.
I think actually up until I think the Steelers game, we were dead last in special teams. We were dead last in the league. I don't know if it's changed now. I have to check.
We're dead last in punt return and kickoff return yardage gain.
Who cares when we're still putting up the points that we're putting up?
Well, it matters
Cameron, it also goes to the argument that I had in the offseason. Remember that big argument that I had that Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle should be returning punts? Nobody wants to listen to me. Nobody wants to listen to that. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill need to be returning kickoff and punts. Y'all can say what y'all want. Y'all can be mad about it. But until that happens, we're going to be at the bottom of the NFL. Point blank.
We got Cedric Wilson and Javon Holland back there returning. Like, why are we doing this? Now, granted, I'm not going to be hypocritical. I did say I didn't want to see Tyreek back there unless I'm okay with Waddle on punts. I mean, on kick returns and Tyreek situation on punts.
Cameron, I got one for you, buddy. We're not putting Tyreek and Jalen back there right now. And everybody's like, oh, that's the right move. We're saving them. We don't want them to get hurt.
Yeah.
Here's a reality, sir. If we find ourselves in the AFC Championship game, we find ourselves in the playoffs, who do you think is going to be returning kicks in those big games? Don't worry, I'll wait.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be Tyreek and Jalen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's not going to be Jalen. It's going to be Tyreek.
Bro, it's going to be either one of those guys.
It's going to be Tyreek.
Even Raheem. I could live with Raheem returning kicks.
Now with Wilson, yeah, he has. I mean, he did it in training camp. He did it a couple times.
He did it against the Lions. He did it.
I really think it needs to be Tyreek
against the Steelers.
Tyreek, it needs to be Tyreek. But man, y'all. I'm telling you, until they decide to make that move, we will be last. We will be at the bottom of all those categories on special teams. We just will.
Well, my point is that when you get into playoffs, when you those things matter, right? Special teams. And Batman brought up a great point. Like, this team hasn't fired on all three phases of the game during one game. They haven't put the complete game together. And special teams is enormous in terms of controlling field position. And good playoff teams control field position through their special teams, whether it's downing punts inside the 10, it's gaining yardage, net yardage on kickoffs. And Robbie Warren, what's up, my man?
Robbie! For those of you who don't know, Robbie lives across the pond in the UK.
You're just coming in from the pub.
He's really a solid guy. I like that guy. He eats fish and chips and drinks rubbish. He drinks beer. No, what are they? A pint, not beer. A pint.
He's actually going to the pub.
Yeah, he's probably going to the pub.
7-8 hours ahead of us.
I love that guy, Robbie.
His Grant, a free agent. Grant blew out as a.
You want to know? Robbie drinks like professionally, I think, for a living. True story. Okay, and maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit.
I do, and that guy puts me to shame.
Dude, he said the drunkest he ever got was with me and my wife. He swears up and down the drunkest he ever got was with me and Tamika, and I'm like, what? I wear a little badge of honor for that. He said, haha, semi-professional. He's not lying, bro. All right, Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. I'm your host, Stephen D. My co-host, as is each and every Thursday, Cameron 954. And the man who's new to the team, who had his debut show last night right here on the Podcast Network, the Finzaholics Show, hosted by Batman2423. We got Batman in the building. If you missed last night's show, go over. Just so you know, Batman, very first show, over 1,000 views. Over 1,000 views on your first show, bro.
In 5 hours. In 5 hours.
Dude, that's impressive for your first show on the network, man. I'm impressed.
Appreciate it. No, but I gotta give credit to obviously your platform and everybody, supporting last night. Like, everybody came out, so it was awesome. I gotta give credit to you guys. I really do.
No, there's a reason we wanted you on the team. And tonight's going to be even a bigger night at 7 p.m. Thursday night kickoff with Jason Sarney will be at 7 p.m. And at 8 p.m., it'll be our girl, Nonis. Nonis will be making her debut show. Matter of fact, let me pull up her. There we go, right here at 8 p.m. She's got a little thing. It's loading. There we go. Nonis nights every Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. So that'll be good. We got my boy Jason, Thursday night kickoff at 7, Nonis at 8. Thursday nights are set. You got 2 shows back to back every Thursday right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. So I'm pretty excited about it. And just want to remind you guys again, new shows, new faces, new nights. Every night there's going to be new talk. Friday afternoon at 2 p.m., Nando talk. Tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m., we'll have the lunchtime rewind at 2 p.m. tomorrow. CB83 will not be doing his first show this Friday, but he'll start next Friday. So you guys have a free night on Friday night this week. But next week, y'all need to be ready for our boy CB83. And then, as you can see, we got Nando Talk on Mondays. We got the Dirty South Football Show on Tuesday, along with the Spanish-speaking podcast Hellfins after them at 9 p.m. And then Wednesdays, we obviously have Batman at the Finsaholic Show and Thursday Night Kickoff and Notice. I love it, man. There's a show every night of the week. Some shows get multiple. Some nights get multiple shows. We're doing big things over here at the podcast network. I love it, man. We're growing. And we're a family, and that's what it is first and foremost, man. We're a family here, and I like it. I like it. Family. Family DWA. Dolphins with attitude. Okay. Let's kind of we talked about it briefly. I want to get into it just a little bit more. This extended contract with Bradley Chubb. What does it say to this franchise, to the fans, and to this team that Greer got this extension done? And I like what Cameron said earlier, that it's probably going to end up, the numbers will work out that if he turns out to be what we hope he will be, it's going to be a steal.
It goes up to 2027, I think, because it's an extension apart from what he has this year. So it's 2027 he signed with us. It's awesome.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. And all you had to give up was a first, a fourth, and Chase Edmonds. Right?
And you got a fifth back.
We got a fifth back.
That's insane.
So what, more importantly for me, like it solidifies this defense. You re-sign Wilkins, that's a no-brainer, right? Like you make that happen. I don't care how you make it happen. Zach Seiler, for people who forget, was extended last offseason on a 3-year deal, right? So he's locked up for the next 2. And you've got Phillips. He's got 3 more years on his rookie deal, right?
Yep.
You have Agba on the contract too.
You got Agba on the contract for the next 2, I believe. You got a player option in 2024. So, and I'm mainly focused on Phillips and Chubb, right? Chubb is 26, Phillips is 23, I believe. Those are your bookends, bro. In a division that's chasing Josh Allen, right? So, to me, that means a lot more than anything else that Greer did this season. Is that putting defensive pressure on, Josh Allen is the key to beating the Bills, right? And the numbers support that. When he passes out of the pocket, his percentage rate goes way down. Now, containing him his legs is a different story. That's to me is a Van Ginkel, Phillips, Baker job. Chubb too. But what it does is it further solidifies the front defensive front, and if you get Wilkins re-signed, man, it really speaks to Greer's savvy in this trade and putting together a franchise that's sustainable, has a winning, sustainable formula.
I agree. My biggest thing from the contract, I'll be honest with you, I'm happy. But the first thing I think about the contract is Christian Wilkins. I'm hoping we can get a friendly deal and bring him back. That's my biggest concern. And I know a lot of the fan base, doesn't see him coming back now with this contract. I'm hoping everybody's wrong. Christian Wilkins.
No, Christian Wilkins.
Yeah. I mean, we could tender him next year, right? He'll be here another year. But I'm like, if you can get him now, call me crazy. What if we give him like 80 mil? 40 guaranteed, something like that. 50 guaranteed, 80 mil. Secure him here. He reminds me a lot of Jarvis Landry as far as the energy he brings to this team. You know what I mean? We need to keep.
So I understand your reservation about, or your I don't want to say reservation, your nervousness of not being able to re-sign somebody of his caliber to the team, his leadership in the locker room, stuff like that, right? Especially with all the money that we're handing out, willing and dealing with all these players. What I will say to you is this, Batman: as long as the Miami Dolphins are in a winning mode, which means we're winning football games and we're being Super Bowl contenders, that'll help. Number 2, we're developing young talent to replace him down the road, because here's the thing you have to remember. What makes New England for 20 plus years a winning team? Was it because they handed out contracts left and right? No. They made contracts friendly enough for their team. If a player wanted more money than what they were willing to give, whether they deserved it or not, they traded them and got assets for them down the road, but they had somebody to replace them with at every moment of when you look at it. So what Miami needs to do as they make all these deals is they need to be figuring out who can replace this person once their contract is up or once they're asking for too much or whatever. Miami has to develop next man up stuff. So over the next 2 to 4 years, I fully expect the Mike McDaniel offense, the Mike McDaniel team, the Chris Greer, I want to see that in talent evaluation grow and evolve, because that's what we need. So you can be nervous for Christian Wilkins, and rightfully so. He's an amazing talent. He's an amazing player. He's great in the locker room. The players love him. The coaches love him, and the fans love him for that matter, right? But we need to be making sure that we have his replacement set up behind him so that when the day comes, he asks for over what we're willing to give. Whether we could say, oh, he deserves that, we should give it to him. Well, we also have a lot of other positions we need. So I think the reason that the Patriots were able to do it for so long is because they were Super Bowl contenders on a year in, year out basis, and players were willing to take pay cuts to win a Super Bowl. And it doesn't have to be significant pay cuts the way you saw Tampa Bay do it the last few years by bringing in all these veterans on 1 year, 2 year veteran minimum contracts. Look at the way New England has done it. We need to copy their MO on how they went about talent evaluation, talent production, building up talent, keeping talent in the building, and understanding that. And the moment that a player, I think every player should be expendable to a certain extent, minus the quarterback. And maybe somebody like a Tyreek Hill for now. But aside from that, like, I feel like we need to have that mentality of every player is quote unquote expendable as long as there is a buildup of talent behind them. And I think that the Dolphins at the moment are trying to do that and build that up, but it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. So I think as long as we can keep Christian on this contract, we do. And the moment that we are able to then renegotiate a deal, we wait till the 12th hour with Christian Wilkins.
Yeah, I disagree on that last point, only because next year is his last year of his rookie deal, and it's inflated to, he's at 2.6 this year. He goes to 10.7 next year, right? Mm-hmm. And because it was a backloaded contract, which means that they gambled on him being a cornerstone of this defense, which he is. He's also a leader in the locker room. He is. And they forecasted a restructuring and extension in my eyes, right? That's what that 10.7 tells you. So they restructure that, say they give him $4 or $5 million a year, but they give him an additional 5 years with some guaranteed money up front. That's what I think happens with Christian Wilkins, because I think he's that important to the interior, to that defense, period. He takes on double teams. He puts pressure from the inside. He allows the outside guys to do their thing because he is creating pressure on the inside too. And he's a locker room leader. Like he is probably the defensive face of this franchise.
Him and X.
I
think. Go ahead.
And I think you can't afford to let him go. You pay him what he's worth. I think he is proven that he is, a cornerstone of this franchise moving forward, especially in their window of Super Bowl opportunity. That now that the offense is Super Bowl caliber offense, right? So you don't take away important pieces within that window. If this team wasn't winning, if this team was floundering, if it was 2 years ago and we were in the same situation this year as we were 2 years ago, by all means, I think Wilkins is a trade asset. But this team is set up to win Super Bowls now.
They're in a window. They're in a window.
You don't take away Wilkins from that equation.
No, I agree with that. I think Batman's original point was, the nervousness of him leaving or trading or getting, not being able to re-sign him or whatever down the road. And I gotta think that for all the money that they're handing out, Batman, they will find a way to get guys restructured, keep them in the bill. Like Greer hasn't shown us any reason to think he won't do that, right? So, I wouldn't.
I think he's a restructure candidate, a restructure and extension candidate. He's too important to this defense.
And I was
so you want to see him restructured in the offseason?
Yeah, I mean, buy out his last year, and reduce his base salary so it's more cap friendly, and you give him more guaranteed money up front on an extension.
So just two of the guys, two of the guys that I think they're underpaid on this team, and I was looking at the Zach Zeeler contract. So obviously, he's here with us this year and next year. That's it. That was his contract. Yes. So he's on a $2.2 million contract this year. 2.5 next year, and we forget who he hired as an agent. He hired Drew Rosenhaus. So
he's about to get the bag. He's about to get the bag.
So people can make the argument that he can give you as much, if not the same production as Wilkins. I don't agree with that, but he's pretty good. I'm not gonna sit here and deny it. Nick Needham, I know, out for the season. That's another guy that it's gonna take some money if you want to keep him. He's a top 5 slot corner. I know this year we've been moving him around in boundary with the injuries and stuff like that. But you do have some money that you're going to relieve from. I know Tyreek is getting paid next year, but you got the Teddy Bridgewater money that you're going to come off of. Depending on what happens with Gesicki, we're going to see. That's another 11 right there that you're going to get off the books. 4.5 from Eric Rowe that you can save. 2.5 from Gaskins. You can save some money. Andrew Van Ginkel's on a contract year, so I'm sure he's probably not going to be back now with the Chubb deal. So I mean, you do have a little bit of money to play with, but does it? First thing that I'm telling you, if I'm being honest with y'all and the Finns community, the first thing that comes to mind when I see this contract is Christian Wilkins. That's all I think about. Like, what does that mean? That's just my opinion. Hopefully I'm that wrong. And Chris Greer, beginning of next season, says, "Here you go, Christian, sign."
No, I hope that here's the thing. Right now, people want to see the production on the field, right? So when you're looking at it from an on the field standpoint, Batman, you have to understand the fans, all of us, we want to see wins, right? We want to see wins. Okay. That's the first thing. Okay. The other thing that they want to see is production value go up. All right. So getting Chubb in, I want to see our sacks go up. Okay. I'm telling you, quarterback pressures, sacks, they need to go up. Not just from him, but from everybody. Okay. Because he makes that defense that much better. And if those things start to happen, everything is kind of a snowball effect, right? And so I think we start seeing other things, Javon Holland, I said at the beginning of the year, Javon Holland, I'd love to see him get 5 sacks, 5 interceptions. I don't know if that's quite going to happen, but you never know, right? What is he at? 2 interceptions? Was he at 1 or 2 interceptions?
2 interceptions.
2 interceptions. Okay. And he has no sacks that I'm aware of, but we also haven't been blitzing the safety the way that I've been seeing. I don't think he has any sacks.
I think he has 1. I think he got 1 against Josh Allen. I'm not sure though.
If y'all could find that out, see if he does, maybe it's possible with what, 8 games left or whatever it is, 9 games left. It's plausible, but what I want to see is the Miami Dolphins. I just want to see him win games, and that's where I'm at with this team right now. To me, winning the game is the most important thing. We talk about, oh my God, the Dolphins won against a crappy team. Who cares? An NFL team is an NFL team. They're an opponent, right? Everybody's kind of like, oh, well, we allowed Detroit. Well, we shut them down in the second half. So, like, why are you going to get mad about something that happened in the first? But to Batman's point,
he has 1.5 sacks.
He has 1.5 sacks. And how many interceptions?
2.
Hey, it might happen. It might happen, Batman. I'm still on for that. 5 plus sacks, 5 plus interceptions. It'll be the third person in 13 years to get it. Third person in 13 years to get it. Yes.
Wow.
So
it's doable.
It's doable, 100%. I think that the Miami Dolphins just need to win games, man. Just win games, and win them handedly. Don't make a lot of mistakes. Tighten up. Win the games you're supposed to win against teams that are bad and atrocious, and be very competitive against teams that are good. And if you do that, I think the fan base will start to believe more and more and more. That's where I'm at with it.
I like that. And listen, I wanted to say this. I know Brandon Jones. I know somebody put it in the comment section that he was getting our sacks. I think he was our sack leader at one point in the season. Losing him is big. I'm very confident in this guy McKinley, Javon Holland's teammate from Oregon. I think this guy's going to come into his own. This guy, I mean, I know it's college. College is one thing, but when they were paired together, this guy's an interception machine. This guy's an interception machine. They play well together, and here's a hot take. I think if McKinley gets into a rhythm and he starts to ball out for this team and this defense and step into the role where Brandon Jones was, it's going to be very hard for him to get his job back next season. As far as starting,
I say
hot take.
I think it's more of a testament to Eric Rowe's position on this team than Brandon Jones, right?
Right.
But there's a lot to be said. I mean, like, listen, Nick Needham's blew out his Achilles. Like, that's a tricky injury for somebody who relies on his ankles a whole hell of a lot. I feel bad for that guy.
Hey, all right. I want to change the subject real quick because I'm interested. Another way that I was wrong this year. Okay. I was wrong. Okay. At the beginning of the year, we made a lot of predictions. We made a lot of guesses about what this team would look like and certain players and what they would do. And I said, with Tyreek Hill being here, the receptions will go down for Jalen Waddle because of Tyreek. That has been wrong. That has not been the case. Receptions have been up, and his yards per reception have doubled. He was 9.8 yards as a rookie per reception, Jalen Waddle. This year, Jalen Waddle is 17.3 yards per reception. Why do you think that Jalen Waddle's yards per reception have doubled, not just increased, but doubled, from his first to second season, which is the largest increase from a player's first to second year in NFL history?
That's an easy.
Tyreek Hill, yeah. Tyreek Hill.
No, it's Coach McDaniel.
Yeah.
Elaborate, guys. We get more in detail.
Cameron, you go first.
All right. Listen, last year's conservative play calling, wasn't allowing Tua to throw down the field at the rate he is. So interesting to me, the big knock on Tua, it doesn't have arm strength. Well, he's proven that wrong this year. He's actually leading the league in yards per pass attempt, 9.0, right? Yep. But the team, Waddle and Tyreek included, the receiving core is in the bottom half of the league in YAC, yards after completion, right? Meaning Tua, left-handed, is throwing the ball down the field further. And that answers your question in my eyes that Tua wasn't allowed to let it rip last year. They had a more conservative offensive scheme. Waddle was really your only threat. And Tyreek, to Batman's point, opens up the middle, as does Gesicki for both vice versa, Waddle and Cheetah. And I think you're seeing, the double in the yardage average for Waddle because of those factors. It's just, I think it's McDaniel scheming to their strengths better, knowing how to, put those guys in motion, opening up the middle so they're allowed to, get down the field quicker. I think they're, Tua, releases the ball a lot quicker because those guys are getting down the field quicker. I think that all answers your question in my eyes.
Batman?
I think it's a little bit what you said in some of the stuff in the comment section. Obviously, yeah, the playbook, McDaniel putting him in a position to succeed. That's what he was brought in here for, not just for Tua, but for the offense. Tyreek aspect just changes the game dramatically. And, he's special. He's special. You see it week by week. This man is like, he's impressive by every facet of the game. And it takes a lot of the focus from last year, like somebody mentioned. Waddle, all eyes were on Waddle last year. Now you can't do that. You have to pick and choose. He's not being guarded by the best corner. You know what I mean?
They weren't double covering, Parker.
Yeah, exactly. So now it's like it's a double-edged sword. You have to pick and choose who's going to destroy you. I will say this. Prior to the season started, I said I think Tyreek is going to get the yardage, and Waddle's going to get the touchdowns, and that's what's happening right now. At least up to this point. But
do you all? Is it a fair statement or a homer statement? Fair or homer statement? Okay, y'all. This should be a new segment. Fair or homer statement?
Flip or flop?
Is Jalen Waddle a number one wide receiver on any other team in the NFL?
yes,
Fair or homer statement?
Fair.
yes, fair.
I mean, fair.
I want to do this as a new segment. I like it. Fair or homer statement. You see how we're creating?
Absolutely.
You gotta write that down. You gotta write that
He's
down.
a number one wide receiver.
Listen, me and Lewis, we were Louis Amador. We beginning of the season, I said this man is going to be a top 10 receiver this year, and a lot of people laughed at us. And this man is producing as the number 4 best receiver in the league. And it goes testament to McDaniel. Tua obviously improving, getting him down the ball, but sky's the limit for these guys, man. It's just it's beautiful to actually it's our player on our team that we're cheering for. It's just
it's crazy. It's crazy.
You're not used to it, right?
Fair or homer statement? The secondary will be good as we move forward into the year, even with all the injuries that we have. Fair or homer?
It's a trick wordplay you did there.
I know.
They're going to be better.
I'm telling you, there's going to be a new segment on Thursdays, y'all. Just so y'all know, fair or homer statement segment on Thursdays.
The pass rush now, the organic pass rush helps. So I think these corners are not going to be having to hold on receivers for a lot longer like they've been doing now. 5-6 seconds. The ball has to come out quicker because that pass rush is going to come. So it's going to be good. The correct answer for me is better. So I'll say fair. I'll say fair statement.
I'll say homer statement. And I like the point that Batman made about, an improved upfront pass rush. But I'll say homer with an asterisk. If we don't get a healthy Byron Jones back, then this secondary, we're relying on rookies and unproven veterans. And that's a tricky proposition for me going into the playoffs.
That's how I feel too.
To answer my own question, I think it is a fair statement, and here's why. Patrick Surtain and Sam Madison have done something to the secondary that no matter who's coming in, they are elevating their play. You look at the moves that they did last week, right? Eric Rowe, an hour before game time, is deemed a healthy scratch. We're all scratching our head. What? Verone, what made it even more crazy is McKinley is named the starter. Okay. Undrafted, free agent, from Oregon, who played alongside Javon Holland. They have a relationship together. We saw how the first half was. We get it. But in the second half, it was still those same people. No personnel changed. Still the same people in the second half. Under 100 yards, 0 points scored. They shut them out in the second half, right? So I look at that and I say to myself, man, very interesting. But Noah Igbenogany, for me, has been the craziest of them all over the last 2 to 3 weeks. I have seen y'all know how I feel about him. There is nobody on any platform that has trashed Noah Igbenogany more than this guy. I have said that the man doesn't deserve to be on the team. I've said the man doesn't deserve a roster spot. The man should not be in the NFL. Just want to raise my hand. I'm used to saying it. I was wrong. I was wrong again about Vegas. I was wrong again about a lot of things. I was wrong about Noah. Noah has turned out, and I think it's a direct result of Sam Madison and Patrick Surtain over anything else. It's got to be those two guys because he's elevated his play over the last 2 to 3 weeks. He's still gotten beat on some things. There's still been some things that have been questionable, but his play is getting better. And it's not increments. It's significantly better.
Steven and Batman, let me ask you this. if he continues to elevate his play and solidifies his position as a potential, cornerback 2 on this team, he's playing on the last year of his rookie contract.
Yep.
Do you give him a second-year contract?
100%. And here's why: the Miami Dolphins. I'm gonna tell you why. Let me pull this up. Daniel Oyefusi. So Daniel just tweeted this a little bit ago, and it goes back to the Christian Wilkins statement about extending him and stuff like that, right? And
by the way, we need Daniel back on the show here.
Yeah, I texted him. I'm reaching out. I'm gonna try to have him on next week. Daniel, the Dolphins have $24.2 million in cap space for 2023 per over the cap. I assume it'll be a low cap hit for Chubb next season. Gesicki is the only impending free agent that would take a chunk of that cap hit if the Dolphins kept him. The team could extend Christian Wilkins and lower his cap number in 2023, plus cuts, plus restructuring of certain individuals. All that is to say that Miami is fine. The core of this team is signed up for years to come in Miami. So hopefully that makes you feel a little bit better, Batman. And to your question, Cameron, it goes to the point of, yes, there's room in the cap, and there's plenty of room in the cap to go ahead and restructure and extend Noah for an extended period of time and keep him here in a Miami Dolphins uniform. So if he ends up playing the rest of this year and is at, a top of his game, I think you give him a 2 or 3 year extension. You make it 18 to 25 mil. And you say, hey, look, here you go. And you give him a big portion of that as a signing bonus. And you have a low cap hit for your remaining years with him. And
so to be clear, it would not be an extension because he's already playing on the last year of his contract. So it would have to be a brand new contract.
It would have to be a brand new.
Which is actually a good thing. They have the opportunity to really give him a lot of guaranteed signing money that doesn't count against the dead cap space. And it would be, I would assume, a cap-friendly type deal in terms of yearly cap hit because of where he's progressed. Like, he's already at 2.1 this year.
Yep.
And so does he go to 3 or 4? Does he earn that? Is it somewhere along the lines? But the point being is that I think Noah could be, your cornerback 2.
Mm-hmm.
And get paid a lot less than cornerback 2s out there.
100%. And here's the fun part about this, right? We have Byron Jones who's here right now, and you have to look at Byron and say, my opinion, he's probably not going to play here anymore. But if you can figure out a way to get his contract off the books in some way, shape, or form without having a lot of dead money, which I think there'll be a way to do that.
Post June, I think it's a 4.5 hit. If you do it before that, it's like 14 or 15 million. So post June cut, it's like a 4.5 hit only.
Well, you didn't get rid of him at the trade deadline. He's probably going to finish the rest of this year on the IR, and that's probably how that's going to be, right? Let's just call a spade and just call it what it is. You also have injuries to I don't want to say great players, to up-and-coming players like Trill Williams, who excites the hell out of me next season. I'm excited to see what Trill can bring to this team next season, right? I also want to say I appreciate the love, T-Soul. I also want to say that if you look at this particular franchise and the way that they're developing some of this young talent, look at McKinley, right? If all these people start developing and they start looking good, and you're saying, wow, this team is looking very decent right now, you have to be excited for what the future brings. And so to the point of contract extensions, bringing in people, making the numbers work, Greer will do that. And I think that this is going to be a very fun thing to watch over the years. And again, the main expectation right now is winning football games in South Florida. And as long as you do that, and they are doing that, all is right with the world. And you will get people to stay here and want to stay here and want to come here on discounts because they want to be a part of a winning organization.
So I look, I see our window. I understand as far as the contract, as far as what Daniel was mentioning. Obviously we can make some cap. But I will say this. Listen, I said it as a joke two nights ago on Tuesday, and I said, if I'm McDaniel, if I'm Greer, I go to Byron's house, his apartment, just pick him up, take him down to South Beach, take him to Prime 112, take him to a nice dinner, and say, hey, listen, man, we need you. You make us instantly a top 3 defense in this league. And we're trying to make something happen this season. I know that a lot of people don't want to hear the Super Bowl talk, but the correct word is we are contenders. We are contenders, and we just got to go week by week, though. We got to go week by week and take care of business. I think this team is primed to do it. Now, as far as the Noah being your number 2, if Byron wouldn't work out next year, I am 100% convinced. I know we need a middle linebacker. I know that. But Greer has always been very good at drafting. I mean, he drafted X in the second round. He drafted Javon Holland in the second round. We got a second round pick. I'm going the best corner available in the draft. And let him compete with Trill coming back, a Noah. You could bring back a Noah in a team-friendly deal. Maybe like a 3-year, $17 million deal, something like that, 16, 18. Maybe he takes it. And that's friendly. And then you try your best, whatever you can do this year, because I think it's more than the injury as far as, Byron Jones. I think there's more to it than that. He feels a little bit disrespected about the being traded, being dangled in trade rumors back when we were talking to San Francisco. And listen, he's doing a me decision right now, and he's putting himself first, which you could, as a fan, you get mad, but as a human being, you have to respect. So it's a matter of, can we get this relationship fixed? And I think bring him back, because we need this guy. We need this guy. If we want to do what we all wish to do, we need this. We need him back this year at least.
Let me add on to that and say, I think what you're saying is accurate from the standpoint if that's the case, and I assume that is the case. Let's get that straight. But for the off chance it's not, I think the Dolphins have been very hush-hush about what this situation is, because they keep on saying he's just not ready yet. He's working on it. He's not there yet. He's been working hard, but he's not there yet. That's about all the Dolphins have said on this situation. What we know is at the beginning of the year, the Dolphins were very skeptical about putting him on the 4-week IR, right? We were like, okay, we think he'll be out 2 to 3 weeks, maybe more. We're considering putting him on the 4-week IR for a roster spot. Well, now we're going into week 9, correct, gentlemen? And we're in week 9, and he's still not here, and he's probably not going to be here. So that tells me that there's more to the story than meets the eye, because there's just way more into this. And there's rumors, and there's sources, and everybody's got their story about what it is. Here's the reality. He's not here. If it is to the fact of a personal decision, then you're 100% on point, Batman. If it is an injury, the team's not being upfront about that, and they're not being transparent about that at all. Okay. So all I know is he is not here, and it's been very disappointing that he's not here. And so I don't want to assume. I'd say all likelihood it is a personal thing. All signs indicate that, because of what the team was telling me 2.5 months ago compared to what the team is telling me now, which is not much. So that's my view of Byron. I know a healthy Byron automatically makes this team that much better, but I don't have any indication that he is healthy. It could be that he's not healthy. It could be he's just not. But again, the Dolphins are not being transparent about it, and that bothers me a little bit as a fan, because I want to know everything. But I'm curious, Cameron, why do you think the Dolphins are playing this like they're playing it?
I think it maybe the injury or recovery from injury wasn't, as accelerated as they expected it to be, or has gone as well as it been. Maybe there was other issues in there once they got inside and did the surgery that, there's rumors of, it being just more than an ankle and involving his Achilles, which if that's the case, then, we shouldn't put a timeline on him, because the Achilles injuries are devastating. It could be 12 months to 18 months. And bring all this up about Byron Jones because, he does have a potential buyout, but next year, if the Dolphins do buy him out, it's a $14 million cap hit.
But post-June, though, what about post-June?
It doesn't matter. It's a 3-year out. So the difference is if they have an injury settlement with him. And an injury settlement that goes, it's way above my head in terms of how that legally happens and what it means to the salary cap hit. And this is according to Sport Track.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see. All right, let me hit the reset. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. I only got Cameron for about another 10 or 15 minutes. Batman, will you stay with me till the top of the hour, till noon?
I could stay. I have an appointment at 1, so I could stay till like maybe 12, 15 if you still go up that late.
I think
hour.
we're gonna have a hard out at noon. We've got a lot of stuff to do. But yeah, so that's good. Want to remind you, if you haven't done so already, please hit the like button. Hit it, tap it, whatever you got to do to it. We are less than 350 people away from 10,000 subscribers. So subscribe to the channel. And if you and you like all of this content that you are seeing, we are trying to grow. We are trying to give you content 24 hours a day. We made a huge step making the evening shows. So if you are able to, even if it's $1, donate to the channel, help the channel grow. We are trying to get to a bigger level, and we can't do that without your help. So this is a platform that was made by a fan for the fans, and we need the fans' help to grow and make it bigger and keep the content rolling. So please donate to the channel if you're able to. You can use the YouTube Live Super Chat, which is the $ down at the bottom of the chat, or you can use Cash App or PayPal, which you will see in the description, the links to Cash App and PayPal. Every dollar goes so far into helping the channel grow. If you like what you're seeing, if you want to support it, please do that. It's a big deal. All right. I want to give a big shout out to one of our sponsors, and I'll let Batman actually promote it real quick because he's got the brand up in the background of where he's at. A little Vesa Soda. You like Vesa Soda, don't you?
I love Vesasaur. So down here in Miami and Wynwood, Vesasaur is one of the best beer companies we have here. They got so many beers. If you go on their website, you can see everything they have to offer. Not only do they have the Born and Raised Blonde Ale, which is the Miami Dolphins official beer, but they have other great beers. They got Mangolandia, very good beer, which is the one I gave you to try, Steven, at the tailgate.
Oh, so good.
The mango?
So good.
The mango beer.
I love that beer, man.
That's
so good.
There's a rumor they still have a few 1972 Dolphin beers left. I heard they got a special going on for the weekend. Make sure if you guys in Miami area, make sure you go check out Vesasaur. Again, they got great deals. And then on Sundays for the Dolphins games, if you can't make it to the stadium, you could go out to they got specials all throughout the game. Unlimited micheladas. They got great food, good music, good environment, friendly.
Great place to chill.
People. Good place.
Love it, man. Love it. Go visit Vesasaur. Follow them on social media. They're absolutely amazing. Big shout out to Vesasaur. All right. Let's talk about this weekend's game coming up. So, the Miami Dolphins are facing the Chicago Bears. We actually usually talk all-time games. Before we get into this week's game, is there any games that stand out to you in the past between the Chicago Bears and the Miami Dolphins? Anything particular that stand out? Cameron, you're from Chicago. You've seen a lot of Bears-Dolphins games. Anything stick out to you from years past?
The last time the Dolphins went up to Chicago, it was a Tannehill game. I went to that game as well, and it was a beautiful day in December, and we won. Dolphins won. But honestly, I think it was Monday Night Football, and the Bears had their perfect season going in
1985,
and that was were they 13-0 at the time, something like that. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. And then the Dolphins went in there and protected their perfect 1972 season, right?
The Miami Dolphins lead the all-time series 9-4. Miami scored 335 points all-time to Chicago Bears 236. The first time they played each other was in November of 1971 during the Miami Dolphins Super Bowl run, and they lost 34-3. Miami won 34-3. The very first time the Chicago Bears ever beat the Miami Dolphins was in the year I was born. I was days old. It was in September of 1988. And the Chicago Bears won for the very first time, 34-7. It's been a rough go of it when the Chicago Bears face the Miami Dolphins. Chicago Bears don't have a lot of luck. The Dolphins have taken care of business. The last time they played was October of 2018. October of 2018, regular season. I'm just going regular season only. The Miami Dolphins won 31-28 in overtime in that game in November in October of 2018. And just to talk a little bit about that game, that was a very interesting game because Mitchell Trubisky was the quarterback that day for the Chicago Bears, and Brock Osweiler was the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins that day. Brock Osweiler had 380 yards passing that day for 3 touchdowns. He had 2 interceptions. Mitchell Trubisky that day had 316 yards passing with 3 touchdowns and 1 interception that day. Frank Gore, who was the running back for the Miami Dolphins then, had 15 attempts for 101 yards. Yes. And Kenyon Drake had 13 carries for 57 yards. Leading wide receivers that day for the Miami Dolphins, Danny Amendola had 8 receptions for 59 yards. He had no touchdowns. Albert Wilson had a huge day that day. 6 receptions, 155 yards, and 2 touchdowns, one of them being a 75-yard touchdown pass.
That was the high five game, right? That was
the high five game. So I was at this game. This was in Miami. This was a great year. 2018 was a very fun year to be a Miami Dolphins fan. We didn't quite make it, but the home games, we lost 1 home game that year, I think, and that was to Detroit, if I'm correct. Otherwise, it was a beautiful game. It was a beautiful year. We lost 1 home game that year. All the home games were fun, man. It was great. Yeah, man. A lot of people. Devontae Parker caught a pass that day, or Devontae Parker had a passing attempt towards him that game. Kenny Stills caught a pass. Frank Gore caught a pass. Mike Gesicki caught a pass. Jakeem Grant caught a pass. Nick O'Leary caught passes. Kenyon Drake caught passes. Albert Wilson and Danny Amendola all caught
Shake
passes.
Money said the high five game was Vegas, he said.
Was it Vegas? Okay. Well, nonetheless, the Bears game was a lot of fun nonetheless. The Chicago Bears, though, scored 21 points in the third quarter that game. We were up 7-0 at halftime, and then we ended up scoring 15 points in the fourth quarter to come back and win that game. And I believe we won it on a field goal at the end, if I'm correct. Jason Sanders kicked a 47-yard field goal to win that game in overtime. I remember that.
Let me ask you something.
I wanted to say real quick, my memory was this is what scares me a bit because I want to keep him in the pocket this week for the Dolphins. Justin Fields, rookie year, we played him in the preseason. And I know it's preseason, but that man torched us. And I know we're a different team now, but we gotta keep this guy in the pocket. We have to. Like he really is a good runner. He's a great runner.
So that actually goes. You queued up or exactly what I was going to ask you both. Josh Boyer's defense against Pittsburgh and Detroit both threw shutouts in the second half. Do they do the same thing this week against the Bears?
The Bears. Look, I think the Miami Dolphins need to have what Batman alluded to earlier. They need to play 4 quarters of top-notch shutdown football on defense, right? And we need to see. That's the next evolution in this team of getting better, right? Seeing that this team can put it on for all 4 quarters and not just one half, right? So I want to see the Dolphins shut them out for 4 quarters. They have the ability to do it. Bradley Chubb is probably going to play 15 to 25 snaps is my guess. Maybe more. He could end up playing more. I don't know that. But I assume it's not going to be a lot of snaps because he's still learning the defense. He's still in there. But I 100% see him on 3rd down plays, 4th down plays, being able to rush the passer on certain blitz packages. That shouldn't be a thing. So I don't see the offense for Chicago having a good day personally. So, and I think Chubb is going to be a big reason for that. And I think we're going to get after the quarterback. I want to predict this. I'm going to predict this. Hot take. The Miami Dolphins are going to have their biggest sack game this year, the biggest sack total this year.
So the key for me is stopping Chicago's run game, which is a top 5 run game with Montgomery and Herbert. Those guys run the ball really well. And, admittedly so, the Dolphins defense isn't that great against the run. So I want to see how that stacks up this week.
I think like you mentioned, we got to stop the run and we got to run. So it's both. We got to stop the run and we got to run the ball.
We got to run.
I will say this. We got to run the ball. They're the weakest. I mean, they're like the bottom of the league entirely. They're also in the bottom of the league in 3rd downs, and Tua's been cooking in 3rd downs this year.
Yeah, it's been.
So I will say this, McDaniel has to wake these guys up earlier because, again, the defense missed the bus ride to the stadium, and they missed the first half completely of the game, and they showed up late to the game. But, hey, Got to wake them up early because our offense didn't show up for the first game. So hey, get them early in the bus so they can all be there for the beginning of the game. Start strong, play great. You know, listen, people call this a loser mentality, but this is my mentality. When I'm very competitive, so what I do to myself to get to the competitive level, I'm always feel like I'm down. So you got to feel like you were that 0-14 when we were playing Detroit. You got to feel like that off the gate. You got to come out the game thinking we're down 14 points. We got to put some points on the board. And that's what you got to do for this team, because it feels like we're taking steps to like get there. Like it's like you're turning on. No, you got to come 70 miles an hour. Just come right at them. Build that lead up from the beginning, and then everything else will work out.
I think that the Miami Dolphins need to. I like that thought process, Batman. I think it's a very interesting one to, you know, to psych yourself up in some way, shape, or form to be able to have that mindset. And you know, to your point, some people are like, well, they shouldn't have to psych themselves up. They should just do it. No, I think a lot of the mistakes on this team, especially defensively, have been mental ones, right? They have been ones that are, you know, you look at the penalties that have occurred on offense and defensive side of the ball. But you have to understand, to me, it's a mental aspect to this team. And for some reason, they go into the locker room and they're a totally different team. And it's weird. I would say the first 5 games, hell, up until the losing streak, right? You know, it was the fourth quarter was a tough quarter for the Dolphins. And the last couple of games, that hasn't been the case. They've been lights out pretty much second half, both these games. And I think it'll be that way, you know, heading. So I think it's a mentality of bend, don't break. But I don't even want them to bend against teams like, you know, Houston, Chicago, Cleveland, and, you know, Cleveland, maybe. Cleveland is, I'll give them a little bit. I was very surprised what they did to Cincinnati the other night. But we're talking about Chicago, and I think that we just need to take care of business for 4 quarters, personally.
And I got it backwards. Cap corrected me. Shout out to Cap. He said they're bad at the pass. They can stop the run. So I got it backwards.
They're like 10th or 11th in run defense. But, you know, the Bears have the number 1 rushing attack. So, I mean, it's still something I want to see.
I do want to remind you all, tomorrow is Spread Kindness Friday. Jason Sarney will be my host tomorrow, and I will have a special guest at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Special guest tomorrow on the show from Locked On Dolphins. Mr. Kyle Krabs will be on the show tomorrow at 10 a.m. as my special guest. He'll be on for about 30, 45 minutes, and we're going to talk Miami Dolphins with Kyle Krabs tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We know the show starts at 9, so make sure you guys are up and early and in the waiting room and ready to go for Spread Kindness Friday. It'll be a lot of fun. It'll be good. Cameron, you're about to get out of here. We're still going to hang out for another 30 minutes or so, but I want to let you have your final thought of the day or whatever you want to say, man.
No, I got to run. Thank you. Appreciate you having me up here on Thursdays, and love chopping it up with Batman as always, man. It's good to see you, bro.
Batman's on the team now, cuz he's on the team.
Yeah, I love that you're in the fold, man. It's nothing but good things. Growth is great. So someone in the chat asked me where to find me at this weekend's game. If you go to tailreader.com and just type in the Bears, Dolphins, I think it's something like that. The Bears tailgate. You can subscribe on Tailgater to that tailgate. That's where I'll be. And I'll be supporting the Dolphins, man, in Soldier Field, and a beautiful weekend in Chicago, man. I'm looking forward to bringing home that dub.
Hey, fun fact, Cameron, you see the Jordan cutout you have? I had that cutout growing up my entire life. That's
such a horrible cutout, guys.
No joke, not to get sentimental. My mom passed away August 16th last year, and believe it or not, in her assisted living facility, that was in the corner of her bedroom for 15 years. It was awesome.
Wow. That's awesome. Sorry for your loss, man.
Yeah, how do you feel about that now, Steven?
I can't. Don't do that to me. You know, real quick, it's so funny because I'll get random text messages all the time. Whatchamacallit? From Cameron about LeBron's better than
the Lakers won last night, bro.
The Lakers won, baby. I'm a LeBron fan. I'm a LeBron, then Miami Heat fan. LeBron has my allegiance when it comes to the NBA.
So I'm the opposite. I'm a Lakers fan, but I'm not a LeBron fan.
I love LeBron. Love LeBron.
See,
wherever LeBron goes, my loyalty goes. It's totally different. Everybody gets so mad at me when I say that. I don't care. I love LeBron. All right, man. Hey, if you guys want to hang out with us at the tailgate next weekend for the Cleveland game, I just put in the chat the link to the all-inclusive. We're going to have myself there. Batman, are you going to be there for the Cleveland game?
Yeah, I'm not going to Orlando anymore, so I'll be in the Cleveland game. I'll be
awesome.
There.
Cool. He'll be there. He'll be doing some of the pregame show with me. Cameron obviously will be there with East 32, which will be absolutely insane. I'm hoping Mr. Von Joe will be there. I haven't really got a chance to talk to him. We're supposed to do Von Joe on the street. I'll get final confirmation on that tomorrow.
He's trying. He called me yesterday trying to see what we could work for a ticket for him. So he told me that his intentions are to come.
Okay. Well, I'm looking for a ticket too. So, yeah, we're all looking for tickets for that game. It's going to be crazy. Now, the other thing I do want to say is for the Houston game, which is the following home game after that, I will not be at that thing, but Mr. Batman 2423 will be there hosting the Tail Greeter pregame show for that game.
Awesome.
So Batman
100%.
will be there hosting the Tail Greeter. I'll be hosting from right here in my studio. But Batman will also be hosting there live, which will be great. So we'll be hosting the Tail Greeter pregame show for that, but Batman will be there live, which will be awesome. And that means the Tail Greeter pregame show won't stop even when I'm not there, which is great. We love it. Cameron, I love you, buddy. You're the man. Have fun this weekend. And
are you gonna do a show Sunday morning or no?
So I'm actually the Tail Greeter pregame show is going to be live from the new Maryland Dolphin fan club. The Valley Fanatics are coming over. Some of the Nova fan club, I know like 2 or 3 people from the Nova fan club, Northern Virginia fan club, are coming over. Valley Fanatics is getting a whole, like, they're doing carpools of people to come to the Maryland Dolphin fan club place in Gambrels, Maryland at the Green Turtle. DJ Sick Turtle will be there. My man Chiconda will be there. So we're going to be doing a watch party, and I'm going to be doing the pregame show starting at noon to kickoff for that game. So I'll be doing a live pregame show from noon to kickoff.
Well, send me the link, and man, I'll hit you up remote from the tailgate there in Soldier Field.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're not getting on till noon. So, and I know the kickoff is at 1. So, but yeah.
Well, the kickoff is at noon Chicago time.
Well, so it'll be 11 to noon for you, and it'll be noon to 1 for me, which will be great. It'll be good. All right, brother. Be good, man.
All right. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Everyone have a great day.
Love you, man.
See ya.
All right. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show. We're not stopped. We're not done. You think we're done? We're not done today. We're still keeping the party going. Hey, guys, please donate to the channel. Help the channel grow. Can we get 3 big donations today? I want to get 3 big donations today. I don't know what big is for you, but whatever you think is a big donation, donate. Donate to the channel. Help it grow. We can't grow without your help. I want to get 3 big donations. Whatever your value is you let that be. I want you to pick it, but let's have 3 big donations today. Let's help this channel grow. Let's get it to where we're at. I would love to see it happen. Donate to the channel. All right. Let's talk a little bit about, the following games after this. Just to touch on it briefly. I know, next game, are you excited that we have a bye week coming up? Like, I feel like that's a good thing right now with some of the injuries that we have. I think it'll give us time to kind of be good, dissect, get some players back healthy. The next few games, I think, will be good. It's not a hard stretch until we get to the West Coast.
Yeah. So I think the bye week was placed in a great position, obviously, before the West Coast. It would have been nice if they would have put the bye week between that West Coast trip or after the West Coast trip going to Buffalo. But I don't want the bye week to hurt us if we build momentum right now. And that's in
the back of your mind, you're nervous a little bit that we'll have all this momentum built up on a winning streak, and then we'll have this bye week. And here's why. I mean, look, last year, when was our bye week last year? Was it before the game or after?
Yeah. I think it was before. I think it was after. I think it was because I'm confusing the Jets one 2 years ago. So I'm trying to remember. I do know that I think it had affected us. I remember because we were on fire going into it, and then I'm like, is it going to slow us down? I'm trying to remember right now.
Momentum is a real thing in the NFL, right? Momentum is a real thing, and anything you can do to throw that off is not a good thing. So, I understand your theory on it or your thought process on it. I just think that with some of the injuries that we've had, I think it'll be a good indicator of, okay, we'll take a break, we'll relax, and I think we'll be good. I don't think it'll be a big deal. I'm just nervous about the West Coast trip, period, right? That's a tough 3-game stretch. San Francisco, LA, Buffalo, all away, all on the road, a lot of miles traveled.
You got to consider that playoff atmosphere for this team. That's the first test of what you could do in a playoff situation. That's what you got to treat those games like playoff games.
Yeah,
you're going in hostile territory. You have to play good, and the next following week you're going to go to hostile territory. So you just got to. This is a good test
for that. It'll be a huge test. It'll show us exactly where we are as a team. Okay, I will tell you this: the Miami Dolphins need to go 2-3 in those 3 games, or 2-1. Excuse me, 2-1. They need to go 2-1. They need to win 2 out of 3 of those games. They win 2 out of 3 of those games, I'll know they're legit. I'll know that they're a contender. I'll know that they can handle whatever's thrown at them. They go 1 out of 3, I'm going to be a little nervous. Because it'll be tough. But we need to win 2. So, in my opinion, we need to either beat San Francisco or Buffalo.
Yes.
Or both.
Or both.
Both would be fun. I'd love to
see
the
good thing is right after the bye week, we, even if we have momentum going into it, knock on wood, because they are a real NFL team. I'm not trying to discredit anybody from their fan base, but we play the Houston Texans at home. We got a great winning record at home. So it helps. Imagine having to play like, a New England or a New York right after the bye week, after building up all this momentum. So luckily it's Houston. We just got to take care of business, Steven. Like again, I'm going week by week. It's hard for me to look forward to like anything after the Chicago, because even though we know the schedule, you know what I mean? But I don't want to count the eggs in the basket just yet. You know what I mean? I think we need to have a little bit of respect for the schedule, because we don't want to be heartbroken, if that makes any sense.
No, look, I get that. Look, I'm very confident that we win all the way up to the West Coast. Like, we're not going to lose a game. I'm very confident about that. And I don't have a problem saying that. I said that last year. I said, look, we're gonna win, and the only game that makes me nervous is Tennessee. And I was 100% accurate on that, right? 100%. And I feel the same way, confident. I think we can win every game for the rest of the year. The only 2 games that make me nervous are San Francisco and Buffalo. Every other game, I think we have more than a good chance to win. As a matter of fact, I think we'll be favored in all those games. Every single one of those games, minus those 2 games, I'm confident we'll be favored. We'll be the favorite. We'll have every opportunity to win those games, and it'll be great. And those 2 games that I'm discussing about, San Fran and Buffalo, we're going to be competitive in those games. And if we do, we are an elite team. We are a Super Bowl contender. We are exactly what I think we are, which is a Super Bowl contending team in the NFL. We are right now, today, that. And I want people to understand that. I want them to buy a ticket to that train. Get on board the train, people. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be great. I love it. Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers. If you want to ask me or Batman a question right now, put in #AskPanel. #AskPanel, and we will answer your questions for the rest of the show. We got about 15 minutes left. Please donate to the channel. Help the channel grow. We want to get 3 big donations in for the rest of the day. Can we get 3 big donations in? Let's get 3 big donations in for the rest of the day. And also subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. Subscribe. We're at 93 likes too. We only need 7 more likes till we get to 100. Come on. Let's go. Let's break some records. Let's do it. I want to get your questions in. You were about to say something. I interrupted you. I'm sorry, Batman. Go ahead.
No, I wasn't. No.
I thought you were about to say something.
I'm excited for this game. I kind of wish we had a game today. Like, we were playing tonight. Like, I'm hyped. And you know what I like? That we got Chubbs, Bradley Chubb in the building, practiced with the team yesterday. So the story is a flight got flown to California to go pick up Wilson. Then the flight stopped in Denver to pick up Chubb. They landed here in the wee hours on Wednesday morning. Probably took an hour, 2-hour nap, went to the facility, did their physicals, signed their paperwork, practice, and we got to see him. I saw a video of them doing drills, I loved it. I know most people just saw pictures. I saw videos of them doing drills on Twitter, and I'm excited. I'm like, so we got him in the building early. I understand he needs to learn the playbook, but I was mentioning, you give him 15, 20 snaps, right? This game, at least give him snaps, hand in the dirt.
Minimum 15, 20 snaps.
Minimum. And put hand in the dirt. Just let him pin his ears back. Let him and Phillips do their thing. And then he can start learning the playbook even more throughout the following game. You get what I mean? So, but let him just rush the passer this game. Don't let him do too much of the linebacker duty. Just let him rush the quarterback. Rush the quarterback, attack the quarterback, let him pin his ears back. And I'm looking forward to it. I mean, listen, I believe they practice today. They're going to be off probably tomorrow. They're going to fly on Saturday. No, they're going to fly tomorrow probably. Yeah, flying tomorrow. Probably practice a little bit, do little drills on Saturday. I'm not sure. I haven't checked yet. But I'm excited, Steven. Listen, I can't wait for Sunday. I'm not going to lie to you. I can't wait for Sunday. I can't wait to see this game.
I think it's going to be a great game. And not only do I think it's going to be a great game, I think it's going to be a fun game to watch, right? And that's what we want. You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to score, 14 points, 20 points in the first quarter and just put my head back for the rest of the day and just watch them in overdrive and let them do, I'd like for us to be up by 40-something points and Skylar Thompson play the fourth quarter. I'd be okay with all that. I would be okay with all that on Sunday. Yep, I'm good with that. Tua scores 5 touchdowns. I'm good with that. That's what I want to see. I want to see a blowout this Sunday. I said last Sunday I thought that they were going to do it. They put up a lot of points. They did. Their defense this time. I want to see it. I want to see the 40+ points. That's what I want. I want to see it, and it's going to be good. It's going to be real good, which I'm really excited about. Who's gonna be the player of the game?
I think it's going to be on offense or defense, or just in general.
In general, or give me both offense and defense. Why not?
I think offense. It's going to be Tua. On defense, I say Phillips. Jalen Phillips.
I want to see Tyreek get some touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
I think he deserves a couple touchdowns in his pocket along with another big game. And I want to see I keep on saying Nick Chubb, Bradley Chubb. I want to see Bradley Chubb and Javon Holland both get sacks. Bradley Chubb and Javon Holland both get sacks. That's what I want to see. I'd love to see both those guys get sacks because I want to see. I want to be so right about the Javon. You know how people are like, you want to be right more than you want the. No, I want the team to win no matter what, but I do want to be right about Javon Holland's prediction. I want to be right that he has 5+ interceptions and 5+ sacks, and I didn't know he had any sacks. So if he can get another sack and he's at 2.5 sacks with 9 games to go, I'm confident that could happen. And yeah, I need him to have a sack and an interception on Sunday.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see.
I agree.
Okay, sack and an interception.
Cat for Life has been trying to correct us, so maybe we were saying it wrong. He said it's 40 pieces and 50 burgers.
No, it is a 40 burger, sir. 40 burger. And we'll be eating 40 burgers come Monday morning right here on the podcast network on Clock Blockers, home of the #1 Miami fan morning show. And I will be doing the drawing this afternoon, as I've said every day for the last week. Dude, I need y'all to understand, it has been crazy here at the doing what I'm doing. Like, Batman can tell you, I was on the phone yesterday trying to make sure everybody had access to the page, and it's been one thing. I'm literally working my butt off. Like I
haven't even been able to ship the Gesicki jersey. I have it right in front of me. I have to ship it today to the lucky winner that won it on the show. It's
so much. It's a lot. There's so many things I'm doing, and I apologize, but I will. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna do it. Somebody's gonna win the Javon Holland jersey, and you're gonna be good. Your donations are much appreciated. I want to get 3 donations. Can we get 3 donations right now? I don't care what they are. 3 donations. I don't care if they're $1. Donate to the channel. I just want to hit 3 donations right now. 3 donations.
And I'll chug a Vesa sword too. 3 donations, I'll chug a Vesa sword before my appointment.
You don't want to do that. I don't want you to do that. You're not doing that.
I'll do it. Hey, I know
they need to donate some real money for you to get not just $1.
And it's an important appointment. So I gotta be level headed for this appointment. So.
Oh, you're not chugging nothing.
I'll do it. I'll do it. One Vesa sword. Make the donations come in, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get some 3 good donations. Let's do it.
If somebody donates 100, I'll chug a Vasasaur with you.
Okay, let's
donate 100.
Okay,
they got to donate 100, and then I'll do it. They're gonna get me messed up like they did last time. Don't do it. They'll do it, man. I got messed up. Like they still talk about that one episode where they were donating.
Oh my god!
It was so bad.
To me, that was your best episode. I'm not gonna lie. All your episodes are great.
Favorite Clock Blocker show ever.
And we had the gentleman donating, and
Cruz Ruiz just donated $1. Let's go, Cruz. Love you, brother. Chris got the $5. There we go. Steven, last time you drunk on the show in the morning, it did not turn out. It did not. Mistakes happened. Mistakes were made.
Picking up the kids.
Mistakes were made. Yeah. Go to the cabinet, Steven. No, I will. If somebody donates $100 right now, I will chug a Vasasaur. But that's it. That's all I'm doing. It's my Friday, so I'm gonna spread this kindness. Let's go, Rashad.
Here we go.
Let's go. Yeah, but I'm not chugging for anything less than that. Someone was like, "What are you doing?" I guarantee you, I'm gonna go out to the living room. She's, "What are you doing? What are you grabbing? What are you doing?" Last time I had the Hennessy and it was mistakes were made.
Yeah,
it was funny though. Hope you all enjoyed the show today. I'm excited to have Kyle Krabs on tomorrow. It'll be good.
I've been a big fan of him since he took over. Guy. Oh my God, he's awesome. He's awesome.
Guy. Kyle came on to the pregame show 2 weeks ago when I was there at the game, and matter of fact, let me.
Oh, for the Steelers game?
Yeah,
I missed it. How come you didn't tell me, Steve?
Check it out. It was funny, bro. So, let me.
Was it towards the right before we went into the stadium or early?
I'm not sure. Give me a sec. I'm gonna try to find it. Where's Kyle at? All right, hold on. I gotta find it. Give me a second. Could you hear what was just playing through the speaker?
Yep.
Okay. You did?
The tape is my personal Twitter account.
You can hear that?
Locked On Dolphins podcast. And I'm one of the co-founders of the Draft Network. Yep. And we handle kind of college, pro, and then you get the Dolphins focus, courtesy of Lock. There's been irregular spurts, contributions there.
Yep.
But at the same time, I've seen some people say, "Oh, well, if you let Mike walk, you get a comp 3 for it." No, you won't. I promise you won't, because the 5 or 6 players that are currently projected to have comp 3s given to them by teams.
So this was the pregame show.
$16+ million.
And
we don't have that. That's not us.
Well, and
we're happy, man.
Right.
It's a one-man show today. Nobody else showed up except for me today. I'm doing it all by myself.
Where's it at?
It's good to be important.
It's
good to get love and be important.
I try. One of the things that I want to see is the Dolphins make that next move. I wasn't upset that we lost the.
I'm trying to find it because it was funny. This lady is drunk off her, just drunk, super drunk. And the car is trying to come by. And she's mad that we let the car go by. And it's not playing for some reason. I don't know what's going on.
I'm hopping off here in 5 minutes.
But the car tries to come by. She gets mad at Kyle and I that we let the car go by the aisle. we have any freaking control over that.
So
as she starts trying to unplug all of our equipment while we're live on air.
From that perspective,
are you serious?
I swear to God, dude. Swear to God.
Between now and the end of the year.
And it was, and I'm like, I'm out with Kyle Grabs and this lady's drunk. Somebody, and nobody was paying attention to us, and so I couldn't be like, somebody come get her.
And if that's the case,
no, it was bad.
Draft the middle round quarterback.
That's the problem when you have all that alcohol. It was crazy. It was insane, nonetheless. But yeah, so it was a lot of fun. You'd have to go back and watch, but it was good. I couldn't find it. I don't want to sit there and try to find the exact moment that happens, but it was good.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
If someone donates 100 to me, I'll go and buy lunch right now. Don't make me do it. You know I'll do it. $100 for 2 beers doesn't sound right. Do the math. It's not about that. It's about donating to the channel and helping the channel grow. That's what it's about.
Yep, 100%.
And I'm not getting in trouble with my wife for downing a beer at 11:55 a.m. for anything less than that. You got stuff to do this afternoon. Okay.
You got 5 minutes. I got one cold beer in the fridge. Let's do it. Let's $100 donation. Somebody send it in.
You go get the beer, and I'll go get my beer because somebody's going to donate it. I believe it.
All right, let's do it.
You go get your beer, and then when you come back, I'll come and get my beer. And we'll do it. Somebody's going to donate it. I believe it. I believe it's going to happen. There was a Dolphin Karen trying to break up the show when Kyle Grabs was on. Yeah, dude, it was crazy. Cat for Life. It was insane. It was absolutely insane, man. I was like, what in the world? Yeah, when OG Stephen D drunk on that episode, he was gone with the foul language and all. Dude, there was no swear jar that day. It was crazy. Yeah. Absolutely insane. Guys, donate to the channel, help the channel grow. Let's have a big donation party. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play a song for a donation party because it's a party and you gotta have music.
So low.
Gotta have music for a donation party. All right, I'll be right back. Where's your beer? Let me see it. All right, hold on. I'll be right back.
Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Donations, $100 donation. We'll chuck a beer right before the day even starts in the morning. Let's do it. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it for the channel. Help the channel grow.
Fresh up out the wind, we was down but made it back. Purple smoke up in the air, that's that Raven pack. We was mad, disappointed in the first half. Came back and cleaned them up, that's the bird bath. Moving on now, team feeling strong now. To a time the anthem, we're about to learn the song now. We got cheater, defense beater. Slow them down, ain't got a chance. 17 through the scene.
All right,
with that water thing.
Here we go.
Anyway, defense straight, got our stop piling.
Little Vasasaur. Matter of fact, we'll put Vasasaur on the bottom here. Somebody donates $100, we'll chug it. Let's go. Donate. Help the channel grow. If 10 people donate $10, that's 100. It all counts. See how close somebody can get. Maybe somebody will finish up the way.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go. Dude, I love this song. This is the best song you put out this year.
Yes, I love it.
He's got the cocajones. Cocajones. I love it. He's got a lot of cocajones.
Fun story, Steven. I think we were talking about it when we were sitting at halftime in the last game. So when we were meeting you guys up when we got out the car, so it was me, Von Joe, Von 954, Lewis, Andrevius, myself. Yeah, we're walking towards you to the tail greeter tent, and we parked in the yellow lot across the street where. So I brought my big boom box, and as soon as I got out the car, and we put everything in the car, and we're walking over to you. There was so many Bills fans in the yellow lot. I'm there walking, blasting Cooking Buffalo from every time the song would end, I would replay it, and the faces of the Buffalo fans while we were walking were like, I was hyped. I was excited. I'm not gonna lie.
Raul just sent $10.
There we go. Thank you, Raul.
All right, $90 away. And he says he wants a spot in the Holland jersey giveaway. I will, for $10, I will give you a spot in the Holland jersey giveaway. I got you, Raul. So we're $90 away. And if you choose to donate 10, I'll add you to. I wasn't going to add any more people to the drawing because I had so many people. I will add, if you all donate in increments of 10. So if somebody donates $90, they'll get 9 more slots in the giveaway. How about that?
There you go.
Raul did it. Raul started it. $90 away. Let's go.
Come on, everybody, donate. I don't want the beer to become I don't want it to become a hot soup. It's still cold.
It to become a hot soup. It's cold right now. I can chug it a lot faster cold.
Yeah.
And I can't stay on here that long. I got about 5 minutes and then I got to go. So come on, donate. Let's go. I can't believe I'm doing this. Last time I did it, it did not work out well for me.
I don't even chug beer anymore. I drink beer.
Dude, me neither. I don't remember the last time I chugged a beer. So this is going to be very interesting when it happens.
I remember when I was a lot younger, I used to be able to go to the tailgate and challenge anybody to a drinking competition. I can't even do it anymore. Used to be able to easily. I haven't
shotgunned a beer in years either.
Oh my God. It's been at least 6-7 years since I've done a shotgun beer.
Come on, guys. $90 away. $10 in donations, and it gets you a spot in the Javon Holland autograph jersey giveaway. Come on. Let's go.
Javon, who wouldn't want to have a Javon Holland autograph jersey? Ladies and gentlemen, Javon Holland, top 5 safety. You could argue number 1 or 2 right now, statistically wise. He's on pace to have a better year than he had last year. And, this guy's a monster, perennial, the hottest, the hardest getting jersey, the hardest jersey to get if you want to get it for the Miami Dolphins is a Javon Holland jersey. And you're getting this. You can put it in your man cave, women cave, in your office, in your at your business. You can hang it up on your wall where you watch your Fins games. This is a beautiful piece.
Travius is right. I've been saying I'm going to do this drawing since Monday. I've not been on it. I will do it this afternoon. Everybody signed up now in the thing. I do need to talk to Jason about his show tonight, and that I have to do that as well as that. Those are the only 2 things I really have to do. Oh, hey, Cooking Buffalo. Come on. Let's go. Andrevius is right, though. Come on, guys. 9 more donations of $10 gets us to our goal. Or somebody donates 50 and then 4 people just need to donate $10. Cooking Buffalo. Come on. I really want to chug it now. Now I'm kind of excited to chug it.
Yeah, me too.
I got up and walked to the fridge to get this. Uh-oh, JMCPT just donated 20.
JM.
All right, so where does that put us? 7 more donations. Let's go. 7 more donations, guys. Come on. $10. Let's go. We'll celebrate this week, but Sunday we are not smiling. Get your grills and make them hot. Flame them like that yellow light. GOLPHIN. This is such a good song, bro. Cooking Buffalo. I'm going to be playing this even after we win the Super Bowl. I don't care. This is the best song ever.
As soon as the trade went down, Steven, I'm at work and I was on the YouTube Spaces and I literally just blasted this song because now I'm more confident than ever just to beat them at their house.
I know. Could you imagine if we sweep Buffalo? Come on, let's go.
He's gonna need a wheelbarrow, man, for his nuts to carry around, man. He got a lot of cocojones.
He's got a lot of cocojones. Cocojones. I love Tyreek Hill with that statement. It's still the best statement ever. A lot of cocojones. There we go. $100 money back 21. Let's go.
Thank you. Appreciate the donation. Steven, cheers.
Damn you. I'm not used to this.
Oh, man.
It's a long beer.
You got the big cans. Oh, man. There we go.
Nothing. Screw it. It was just some. I got some on the equipment. No, don't do that. There we go. All right. No, the beer tastes good. It tastes really good. I'm just not used to chugging, bro.
Yeah, it's been a while. No, the beer's really good.
That's the best you're getting out of me, man. Man. Wow. Thank you, Money. I'm trying to like bring myself together. That was a struggle truck. Yes, it was, bro. Shout out to Money Back, though, man. $100 donation. Thank you, brother. Oh, man. Another $100. I'll go get another one. See if I do better on the second chug.
That I can't do. I gotta go to this appointment. I gotta be 100%.
Another $100. I'll do another one. Fuck it. And the swear jar's gone. Hold on.
And for those of you who don't know, Steven just chugged a 16 ounce.
Yeah,
right?
this is a 16 ounce. This wasn't a little can.
Yeah.
What's your comment from before, Anthony? Steven, question: when someone donates that amount of money, like 100 or 200, does your channel actually get the 100 or 200? If you donate through YouTube, they take 48%.
Yeah.
But I don't care. I just, every dollar goes such a long way.
Kane said swear jar's officially gone now. Open up the pad.
Right, AP said, what's the percentage of the beer?
I think it's 4.7 or 5 or 5.
4.8.
4.8.
4.8.
It's a really good beer. It's a good beer to have when you're out in the sun, by the pool, by the beach. It's a really good light beer. It's a really light beer.
Love it. Steven sucks at these games. Dude, do not ever pick me for Beer Olympics. It would not work out well.
Listen, I went to a trivia. Mind you, I'm telling you, I used to be the best at chugging beer. I went to a trivia. It's funny. It was a Batman trivia. And it was at a brewery.
Batman at a
Batman.
I see what
Batman it was when the Batman movie came out, the last one. The Batman, they had a trivia.
Donate, Andrevius. I'll do it. I'll do it, Andrevius. If you donate, I will do it.
There you go. There you go.
How to shotgun a 60? Dude, 16 ounces are hard, bro. That was a tough. What was yours?
Mine is not. It's a right to 12.
Yeah, dude,
12?
16 ounce was tough. Steven's
4.8.
breathing hard like he did a grueling workout.
It's 11.2, but it's a 4. It's a 4.8. It's about the same. It's about the same. And normally I could drink these. No, it's the morning.
If I bring you on, will you and you donate? Will you do a shot? Will you do a chug with me, Andrevius?
Ooh, there we go. I don't have any cold beers left. If not, I would drink with you.
For a beer chug, $100 a beer chug. Oof. My stomach is hurting now, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't eat breakfast in the morning. So it's rough right
this morning.
Yeah, I don't eat breakfast. Oh man, you guys are. But I love it, man. Keep the donations coming.
So low.
That's what I was about to ask you.
The show is the devil. Andrevius said. Beer's breakfast. T. Christopher Carter.
DOLPHIN. 60 minutes in the game. We be playing to the end, and we COOK cooking buffalo, chefing at the Hard Rock, and we putting on a show. DOLPHIN. 60 minutes in the game. We be playing to the end, and we COOK cooking buffalo, chefing at the Hard Rock.
I gotta send this to Jorge from Bezosor and tell him what we did at this mark.
Yeah. I gotta text him. He gave me his number. I gotta text him.
Fresh up out the wind.
All right. Hope you all enjoyed the show today. It was a lot of fun. Tomorrow morning we got Kyle Krabs on at 10 a.m. We'll be on live at 9:30.
Andrevius, call me.
Huh?
I was telling Andrevius to call me. I have no idea where I'm going to watch the game this Sunday.
Whoa. Excuse me. I want to remind you all, tonight we got great shows lined up for you tonight at 7 o'clock. Jason Sarney, Thursday night kickoff with Jason Sarney. 8 o'clock, Nonis Nights at 8 o'clock. So tune in at 8 o'clock at Nonis Nights, but at 7 o'clock we got my man Jason Sarney with Thursday night kickoff. Two great shows back to back tonight. I'm still trying to gain my. I chugged a 16-ounce this morning. Probably not smart to do. Oh man. He's gonna need a wheelbarrow, man. For he's got a lot of cocajones. A lot of cocajones. Hope you all like this stuff, man. I hope you all enjoy the show, man. I'm on a delay. Do it again. No, donate 100, and I'll consider doing it again. I'll do it again for another 100. Did you get another beer?
I don't have any cold ones left. I went to go check.
You went to go check. Oh, you don't have any cold ones left. Okay.
I have no cold ones. I mean, I do. I got a fridge in the backyard, but it's
that's a hike.
Go all the, but and not only that, I don't have any cold vessels. All I have is high powered beers. That's all I have, and I don't want to drink a high powered beer right now. Too many. It's like 10%, 9%, 15%. I can't be drinking any of that right now.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Money Back, for, you know what's funny? Money Back, I believe, was the person last time who donated a lot for me to drink that one Friday show. So shout out to Money Back. I think Money Back just likes to see me get drunk and see how I do it. Stephen D can't function or think straight after I can't function or think straight. I don't drink like that, guy. I promise y'all, I just don't drink like that. So
I'll tell you this. I'll see.
Not somebody's yelling. Oh my goodness. I love you guys, ladies, gentlemen. Hope it'll be good. Tomorrow's Friday, Spread Kindness Friday. Let's have a great show tomorrow. Batman, tell the people where they can find you, what you do. Tell them it all.
Finsaholic Show. Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. Finsaholic Show, 8:30 p.m. You can find me, Batman2423, on Instagram and on Twitter, Batman2423 MIA.
Yep. And where can they find your show here?
They could find me here on Wednesdays, every Wednesday, 8:30 p.m., ladies and gentlemen. And then you'll see me throughout the week, as I told Jason Sarney today that I was going to join him. He said he was going to come out 7, so I'll be joining him today. So yeah, throughout the week, I'll join anybody that wants to have me on. As long as I'm not on, I'll jump on and show love. And I don't do shows on Friday, so maybe I not this Friday. I know CB is not coming on this Friday, but whenever he comes on, I'm gonna help him out too.
Jason's a great guy. I think you guys are gonna love his show. Starting tonight at 7 p.m. Thursday night kickoff. It'll be great. Also, guys, I love you. Thank you for donating. It's a lot of fun, a lot of good stuff, and just know it goes to a great cause in helping this channel grow. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much for doing it. All right, I'm going to leave with a little Tua time because that's what it is right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. It is Tua time. I hope you all enjoyed the show today. Clock Blockers, the #1 Miami fan morning show right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Let's go.
All right, Steven. Much love.
Business moves, now we enterprise. Switch it up, now we improvise. Go to get in the winter column. Whole squad been trained to go. Fins for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just to welcome bro. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. My intuition told me this. To trust the coach, he holds the gift. He knowing when to go with fits. So we knowing when to switch. This year we got the golden pick. Time to see what that pick about. Bad vibes get sent out. Only fans up in this house. We been waiting, yeah, we been patient. Now it's time to cash out, no discount. Super Bowl, yeah, we en route. I don't know when, but it's close. I don't want to overhype, but I just know I like it. So excited, league gon' notice now. You should know the rise. They say Tua from that rock. Shout out to Samoa and now it's time to lay the smack down. You think he Dwayne Johnson? Time to be the people's champ. Hit him with the people's elbows, stick together like it's Velcro. You think you could stop us? Hell no, all day I dream about sports. I think I need some Chateau custom with some Dolphins colors, just to let them know we here. Yeah. I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprise. Switch it up, now we improvise. Go to get in the winter column. Whole squad been trained to go. Fins for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just to welcome bro. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time.
To a time, to a time. Really hope he the man. Hope we found us a gem. Like the Heat found Bam. Wanna take time to thank Fitz, cause he put on the show. But the young man up, in the whole city know. Time to catch all the blessings. Cash out on the investment. Ball out, don't choke. Fins want all the smoke. Chris Greer gave hope. Coach flow like spoke. Dan Marino still the GOAT. But to a man on go. Watch to a man throw. Watch to a man scope. Watch to a man issues that we never ever seen before. Fans up, let's win. Boy, I'm ready for a ring. Maybe 3, 4, 5, 6. It's damn week, use 10.
I know the whole city riding. A little early, it's a bit surprising. Business moves, now we enterprise. Switch it up, now we improvise. Go to get in the winter column. Whole squad been trained to go. Fins for life, we throw the foe. Singing this just to welcome bro. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time. Time to grind, time to shine. To a time, to a time. To a time, to a time.
So low, so low, so low. So low, so low, so low.
This is a Miami Sports Music Podcast Network production.